content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's at AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world. Turning to the best in the business for websites, go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier.
Dave & Buster's.
Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too.
Dave & Buster's.
And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality.
Dave & Buster's.
And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
On the podcast Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman, the Stanford neuroscientist explores how brain science intersects with our lives, passions, and behaviors. This deep dive into the unexpected facets of our brain science will help you see the world differently.
I'm going to explore the relationship between our brains and our experiences by tackling unusual questions.
Listen to Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Radio. 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Seeley.
It is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from the SWAT security footage to I can't believe she fell for this, to the most insane police chase ending ever, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Sealand.
How's it going?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. As always, it's so easy. All you got to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show, Facebook, YouTube, or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Peachy.
Good.
Who's ready for Fritz on the streets?
Me.
I'm ready for Fritz on the streets.
What? Why? What?
I'm ready. I've had a wild week, man. I'm exhausted right now. I don't know, the dogs, the cops, everything around me right now seems to be exhausting. So I'd like that to be over with at some point in time.
And you think Fritz on the street is going to be your
I think it's going to make me feel good. I think, doesn't it always make you guys feel a little good?
The chicken soup
That
for your soul?
depends how it goes.
Even if I lose, I still am going to have fun today. I really will lock into that. I'm going to try to enjoy myself the best as I possibly can. All right, let's go over to this. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to President Biden, and he's at the White House. And they got some weird audio of him. I don't know who recorded this or how they got it, but they're like a hot mic moment here. And I guess it's like some security guy telling Biden everything to do. And they're like, walk over here, do this, do this. I've never heard this before, so here it is.
Right down here? Yes, sir. Down the ramp.
He's walking Biden down the ramp?
And we have people lined up on the left over here.
He's the one that's clearly
some
mic'd.
union leaders. And
Yeah. It's not coming from Biden, is it? It's coming from this other guy.
Yeah.
Who's
Did
walking him
Biden
down.
know that?
I don't know if he knew that the mic was going, but he's like walking him down and like walking him through everything that's happening.
Guys and ladies.
Going down the stairs together.
Your mark is going to be the blue one to the left.
How y'all doing?
You've got a blue mark, and that's okay.
I'll stay in my blue mark, and then I'm going to say load each one of you.
Yes, sir. I'll help you get started.
So they posted this, and I think what they were trying to do is this whole idea where they go, look, everybody just tells him what to do, and they walk him around like Biden's some like little robot that they move from event to event or something.
Okay, that's how events work.
I think this is how it goes with these things. I think they probably do this for all the presidents.
And concerts and live award shows.
So, like, imagine this. Like, when President Biden comes up to this group of, this is like a bunch of construction workers he's got here. He doesn't know these people. So somebody comes up right beforehand and they're like, you're going to be talking to Dave and AJ. And Dave and AJ are going to tell you all about what's happened at this construction site. Stand on the blue mark, because you got to be in the right spot for the cameras right now.
It sounds almost like that guy would be a person who is normally mic'd up, but his feed is not supposed to go to the public.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to hear this.
He's either supposed to be in a producer's ear or in Biden's ear. There are a number of places, but we're the ones not supposed to hear.
It's like, you remember the footage? There used to be a lot of footage like this that they would show of news broadcast during the commercial break, and you would see like the broadcaster staring at the camera and like combing their hair or like getting ready. On the phone with somebody.
I used to always hear these old stories of, did you ever have a friend growing up that had one of those giant satellite dishes?
Oh, yeah, the big ones.
Not the DirecTV.
No, the one that
Dish
was like taller than a person.
It looked like you could talk to space with it.
Yeah. You would move it around or have to move around.
It looked like you could swim in it if you pointed it upwards and filled it with water.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a motor and all these things. And I would hear all these stories about that you could pick up feeds that were supposed to be just for the networks or just for these news guys getting ready.
Like whatever they're beaming to their local affiliates.
Right. Or if they're on, if they're like live on site, we're going to go out to Jack with the latest.
Mm-hmm.
But you could pick up Jack's feed and just like watch Jack kind of
hanging out,
stare at the camera and go, like I would hear stories where like
he's doing vocal warm-ups.
They would go like, Didn't wash my hair today.
It's always weird to hear that stuff that you're not necessarily supposed to hear. But I don't think this is super weird, you know? Like, I think Biden could do some dodo stuff and, like, be all old man-centric and whatnot. But I think they do
tell
this
us more about your chocolate milk fridge.
Yeah, I think that was weirder. I think they do this with everybody. This guy's the president, so, like, his day is full of meeting all these people that he doesn't know. So they go, all right, now you're going to stand here. You're going to be doing this. We're going to walk down the steps. This is what they do. I wish somebody did this for me.
There was some Trumper on my feed once that was like, did you hear this idiot reading a thing and he said end quote?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, people say
I say end quote all the time.
Actually, a lot of people say quote and then they quote something and they never actually end the quote that they're saying out loud because they don't know how to do that, I guess. But yeah,
well, sometimes it's obvious.
I think this is really not that strange. It's just kind of interesting to hear the stuff that you don't usually hear like that.
I like that.
There was a police chase last night. I don't know if you guys caught any of this. In California, it was so weird. And the reason why it was weird, I was watching just a little bit of it. The reason why I thought it was so weird is somebody had stolen a police car. And so the cop cars were chasing another cop car down all these roads at a really high rate of speed.
It was very Grand Theft Auto.
It was. And when you're watching it, you're like, oh, hold on, wait, what's going on? Why? It's usually something that you watch and you go, okay, the white van is the person who's the perp. And the cops are all chasing him. But when there's just another cop car in there, you're watching them all drive around, take fast corners, go real over the speed limit and all that, and smash into stuff usually. I have never seen one like this, though. I've never seen one like this.
So the last one that we watched was a handful of months ago. And I don't even, was it this year or last year? The one that ended at the gas station?
Yes, yeah. And somehow that guy lived. Not sure how that. You want to talk about Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
That one was Grand Theft Auto. They kept pinning him in, and he'd like go past the cops, and it went on for a very long time. And they love to broadcast these. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but they love to broadcast them in California. But as they were doing this broadcast, and of course I'm not going to show you this, a lot of the videos are getting either age restricted or knocked off YouTube of what happened here. But the guy in the stolen California Highway Patrol cruiser, he's going fast. I don't know how fast, but he's obviously going very, very fast. And he opens the door of the police car he had stolen in the middle of this high-speed chase, just jumps right out the driver's side door.
All right.
Onto the street.
Yeah, bad move.
And like, you see him float for a second, and then his feet hit the asphalt, and then and the guy died. He ended up dying.
Fatality. It sounds like it was the that killed him.
Yeah, that'll do it to you. Yeah, they were having this broadcast live, and once again, somebody ends up dying during this pursuit. It was a Dodge Charger that was stolen after police officers were responding to a crash on the northbound 5 freeway. They said a CHP officer responded to that crash scene, and while checking on the parties involved, the driver of one of the involved vehicles got out of his car, hopped into the police car, and then took off and started hauling ass out of there. They were going like 100 miles an hour at one point, and he jumped right out that driver's side door at 50 miles per hour.
That is something that only people in the movies survive, my
Yeah,
dude.
he did not make it. And it's crazy to see stuff like this just be broadcasting. They love this in California. I don't know that we put this kind of stuff on in a lot of other places. Or is it just that California has more police chases? There's no way that's the case, right?
I think they have just more open roads.
Yeah, that could
like
be the
ready
case.
for a perfect... Because if you go on I-4 trying to do a police chase, it's likely that they're going to be just stuck in traffic.
Yeah, you're going to hit traffic. You're not going to be able to go full speed.
But also, California might have more police chases because it might be more legal to chase a perp for the police in California than it is in other states. In Florida, we're not supposed to have police chases.
Right.
They're not supposed to chase you if it gets above a certain speed, because it then becomes dangerous for the innocent bystanders.
I don't know what that speed is, but yeah, I've definitely heard that before. Like some speed you go over, you stop.
I personally knew a girl who died because there was a police chase going through the center of the city, and the guy, the perp, ran into the vehicle that she was riding in,
right,
and put them all in the hospital, and she didn't make it.
Jesus, and that happens a lot, unfortunately. It's probably a better idea to do that.
And when I heard that, I said, wait a second, I thought we weren't supposed to have these chases for this reason.
Right, and generally what they do is I think they try to wait to get a chopper on the car, and then the chopper can follow the car wherever it needs to go. And it's not like, in most cases at least, the police go, all right, we went over 65, we're going home. They just kind of pull back, and then they wait for the chopper to say, okay, go here now, go here now. It's just a hell of a lot safer if you do that stuff. Naomi on YouTube says, what was the guy thinking jumping out of the cop car? The squad car took out a power pole. Yeah, after he jumped out, obviously the car kept going. And it went off the side of the road, hit a power pole, and completely knocked it out.
Man.
So it was just a wild scene, and it's amazing that they're still broadcasting a lot of stuff like that. But here we are. I want to hear from you today. Go leave us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. When we come back, I want to wrap up this stuff with these SWAT officers from this past weekend. And I've got some of the security footage. I'll just show you. I'll try to prove to you that what I'm saying is correct, and we'll get that out on the record and try to leave it there after that. Now's a good time if you want to go to Facebook, YouTube, or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie so you can see what's going on. I'll describe it for everybody else, and we'll get to you. I want to see what you think about everything. It's all coming up next on The News Junkie.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident causing delays on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound between Hancock Road, exit 278, and Oakland Exchange, exit 272. There's delays due to an accident on Hoffner Avenue heading eastbound at Conway Road. You can expect your regular bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429, and delays on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
The Manawak Caves is a brand new fiction podcast that marries supernatural horror storytelling with an immersive psychological thriller. Tune in to uncover the chilling story and secrets as old as the caves themselves.
Without monsters, there are no victims, no prosecutions, no defenses, no justice.
Listen to the Manawak Caves, that's MANTAWAUK Caves, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier.
Dave & Buster's.
Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too.
Dave & Buster's.
And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality.
Dave & Buster's.
And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM. a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
A real crew capsule. A next-generation spaceplane. A rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
They say the best bourbons are those with a tradition of quality, the ones that carry a rich history and the potential for a bolder future. At Wild Turkey, we've made our bold, pre-prohibition style bourbon for over 100 years without once compromising our quality or our spirit. In other words, we stuck to our roots without getting stuck in our ways. And we can't think of a better tradition than that. Wild Turkey Bourbon. Trust your spirit. Copyright 2023, Campari, America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Get ready for this because it is here. iHeartland has arrived in Fortnite. I mean, you're going to see tons of concerts from huge artists like Charlie Puth. You can race, build, and even parkour, and find cool spots to meet up with fellow players and brag about how many dubs you've racked up. So ready up, jump into Fortnite, and check out iHeartland and Discover, now open. Visit iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland to start playing.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the News Junkie.
Oh, hey there. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. You can join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch. You don't have to wait on the phones or any of that. Use technology, friend, to get on the show alongside us. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. And real quick, this is kind of crazy and good for them. So I wanted to bring it up so we could salute them at least just for a moment here. It's happening, folks. FAU, Florida Atlantic University, made it to the Final Four in March Madness, which is absolutely incredible for them.
That is, in fact, madness.
Yes, it is. The Owls have never made it to the Final Four.
Don't look at me like that.
They beat Memphis.
So bad.
Fairleigh Dickinson, which you might not know, but Fairleigh Dickinson is the team, I believe, that beat that number 1 seed.
That's a terrible school name.
Like the Cinderella story, the upset of the year. They also beat Tennessee and Kansas State. They beat all of those teams, and FAU is going to face San Diego State on Saturday. The winner of that, maybe FAU, fingers crossed, is going to the national championship game. So that is pretty damn amazing, and congrats to FAU.
Go FAU.
I know Florida teams did pretty damn well this year.
Not too shabby. I know that no, not everyone in the beginning of March Madness is eligible, right?
Well, I don't think so, because I think they go by like some records and stuff from before that.
So I know the Knights, the UCF Knights, were in the beginning.
Yes.
And then FAU, as well as the Miami team.
Yeah,
the
University of Miami was doing very well as well.
I feel like there's maybe a fourth one. But then it came down to FAU and UM.
And that's who they beat?
I don't know if they were battling each other.
Oh, you mean
the
left in the bracket?
Yeah. But I feel almost a little bit of a like a alumni feeling because I did get into FAU.
Now,
and it was one of the only Florida schools I got into.
FAU is
you didn't
more.
Attend it.
I did not. No,
FAU is more well known right now for football because they've been doing very, very well at football. But now it looks like their basketball team is doing pretty well too. And then at the FAU thing just seemingly came out of nowhere, which is just crazy. Good for them.
What does this mean? And now I'm going to make you pick that paper back up. What does this mean for people's brackets? Because remember when we talked about this a couple days ago, you said out of the millions and millions and millions of brackets.
Oh, what was the number left? I forgot.
It was a very small number.
It was like a lotto number.
Yeah, there was a small number that had made it out of the 20 million brackets that have been filled out for ESPN. And this has got to be another one of those bracket busters because I seriously doubt too many people had FAU going to the Final Four, including probably some of the players on the team. They just said, let's just go there and do the best we can.
Let's have a fun time.
Here they are. They're doing it. All right, let me put the bow on this whole situation that I talked about this weekend. I talked about it on Monday at the beginning of the show, and I told you that this weekend I went to this bar. We went to go earlier. We went to go at about 7:30, and then it was very busy, so we said, let's come back later. It's always less busy then. So we got to the bar, as I told you, around like 8:30. We had one drink and left because there was a bunch of SWAT members of the Orange County Sheriff's Office SWAT team who were at this place. And they were there because there was one of their friends who had passed away. He had a brain issue at a gym or something and ended up dying. Again, condolences to his family. I hate that happened to them. I just don't think it gives you a free pass to act like an asshole, just be a complete and total jerk. And I told you the absolute truth. I said, I sat down. This guy got next to me. He got in my face. He said, you're going to move to the other end of the bar, where there were no real seats at the other end of the bar at that time. And he's like, you're going to move down there. We're going to take up this whole side here, and that's how it's going to be. And then he tried to buy me a drink to, like, make it okay. I don't want to be indebted to this dude. So I said, no, thanks. I don't want the drink. He said, I'm buying you a drink. I said, no, thank you. I don't want the drink. And he said, I'm buying you a drink. And I said, I'm not taking the drink. I go, this is weird now. Like, what are we doing here? We're in a standoff. What's going on? He got so mad. He was trying to physically go at me. He was elbowing me. He and his friends, once he told them what was going on, were all gathered around me. They were shouting things at me. They were calling me a pussy. They were bullying me, and on it went. And it wasn't just me. It was other people on this side of the bar that this happened to. So I said my story. You've already heard somebody else who was there who I didn't even want to mention, who chimed in and said, yes, I agree with you, Sean. That is how this happened. That's how those people were behaving. The security footage that I have, unfortunately, is very potato camera-like. It's not the clearest.
They got the discount footage?
It's very, very discount footage. I do know who the officers were that were involved in this. I'll reiterate for the umpteenth time that I don't even want these cops to get fired. I just want the sheriff's office to be aware of it so they can maybe talk with them about how they're behaving in public and how, when they're going out there telling people they're cops, how they're representing the Orange County Sheriff's Office. And I think that's in a very, very bad way. So in this footage, there's no audio. I wish there was, because you might be able to pick up on some. Otherwise, it also could have just been a bunch of robble, because there's too many people in one place.
I don't know if you're allowed to have audio. Are you?
I don't know. From the security cameras? I don't know if anybody does have that. I mean, obviously, we have them in our homes with audio, but I don't know if they have them at, like, restaurants and stuff with audio, or if they typically just don't do that.
I mean, it depends, though. That audio could really suck with a bunch of people talking and music.
It might just be all blasted out.
You said there was a band playing even, right?
There was a guy playing guitar. It wasn't super duper loud.
Do you want to pick up the guitar? Maybe we'll just reenact the audio.
You just rabble, and then we'll fill this in. So, for those of you not watching, on the right side of the screen, way over here, there's an entire section, right? There's tables and booths, and they pushed all these tables together to accommodate these officers. These officers had called around 3 o'clock and said, we're coming in with 60 people from Orange County Sheriff's Office. And
we learned yesterday that the person we should be looking for is you in the green shirt, because they call you green shirt.
Right here. I'm green shirt right on the end. And this is beautiful Courtney right next to me. And we're sitting next to each other because The people who own the bar and the bartenders said, sit right here, and they cleaned off an area for us because nobody was sitting in these seats. So they're supposed to be way over here. They set up this whole area for them, but it wasn't enough. These entitled assholes kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and they were over and over and over shoving into me, elbowing me. They, my friend who had showed up at one point, who's the dispatcher, Tickle Monster, you heard from yesterday, he's sitting in his bar stool doing nothing. I'm not sure if it's on this footage because I only got about 8 minutes here or 6 minutes, but the cop goes up to him, pushes him out of the way, and just shoves him over in his bar stool like a total dick. I'm not saying these guys committed any crimes. I'm just saying they were total assholes.
It does sound like they committed some crime.
I mean, like, yeah, shoving people to the side. It's just what assholes do at a bar. That's what they did. So let's see here. All right, I am in that green shirt on the corner of the bar. This is like time lapse, which doesn't help out with everything, but I'll try to highlight some of this. Now, these are some of the officers that are around me now. The guy next to me is the one that ends up talking to me. He's the one who goes, go sit over there, move over there. You can see as we zoom in a little bit. For those of you who are just listening, they're starting to bunch up next to me. I'm trying to ignore them, and I'm trying to just talk to Courtney, but this guy keeps pushing on my arm. He keeps pushing into me, and then eventually he does the thing where he starts talking to me and says, hey, let me see if you can see this here. I'm trying to find the moment where he starts talking to me. He's like, you got to go over there. Let's see. I had somebody put this video together that enhances things at least a little bit.
Who did you have in hand?
I can't tell you because they don't want to be named either, unfortunately.
Oh, my gosh.
You're going to see after this happens how many of these officers come over and get near me. Again, the footage is so poor quality. I apologize for that. But hang on.
The dude is hovering over you.
Well, no, it gets way worse. All right, there we go. That's where they try to knock me out of my stool right there. Both of them walked away, and they shoved me, and my stool almost fell over. Right here, he pushes his friend into me, and I almost fell out of my stool, and they go by. Now his friend had to pull him away because he was trying to come up next to me again and have at me. You can see his friend grab him and just yank him away from the bar.
That was
right there. His friend grabs him and pulls him away from me because he was trying to get at me again, and he goes over to tell all these other guys. And they all start getting together. Now, at this point, I think in a moment or two here, like 40 of them start to swarm around me at the bar, all of them together. That's the slow-mo of them trying to knock me out of my chair. And obviously, you can't hear the audio, but the entire time they're saying stuff to me. They're being absolute dicks. I think this is the part. This is around 9 o'clock. Keep in mind, these guys started drinking at this bar, and this shouldn't be surprising to anybody, at about 4 o'clock. They did not leave, some of them, until the bar closed at 2 a.m., which is fine if you are not driving, number one. I don't know what happened in that world. But if you're not being an asshole to a bunch of people, and they absolutely positively were. I'm just not sure what's on this actual clip of things. All right, this is one of the main guys right here that's highlighted. But they haven't gone around me in this swarm yet. Let me see if I can zoom forward a little bit here. Okay, here's where a lot of the guys start to come over to me.
Jeez.
And when they come over to me, they're talking to each other, but they keep saying stuff to me. This guy right here was intimidating the whole night long. He would sit next to me, say stuff over and over, keep bullying me, keep pushing into me, keep elbowing me. At one point, you could see me turn to him, and I said, why are you doing this? You guys are cops. I said, why are you doing this right now? And he's like, I don't care. I don't care. They all just acted like this the whole night. There's the moment right there that I think shows kind of the behavior of these guys. If I could see this. Here is the Tickle Monster guy, and this guy just came up and he just shoves him out of the way. There's another video on this on Twitter. There you go. You just see him just shove him.
He totally got moved.
He just shoved him right out of the way like a total dick. Let me see if I can go back to that one more time so you can see. I put a better video of this on Twitter. This is what they were doing to people. He goes and just shoves him right out of the way as they'd be saying things, and they'd be like, get out of here, get out of here.
I think I've shoved Tickle Monster out of the way before.
He's a great guy. I talk to him from time to time there, and he pops by, and he can confirm because he was hearing what was going on as all this was happening. And now look at all these guys bunched up next to me, and they keep shoving into me. This guy with the red shirt keeps throwing elbows back into me. Over and over they do this stuff. Now they're piling in. Right? All of these guys over time. And eventually, after I said something, they pulled back a little bit. Let me see what else is on this footage because I've only seen some of this. Oh, that was where I turned and talked to him, I think. I'm trying to catch the moment here.
And they were like, we're going to call him Green Shirt.
Yeah, they call me Green Shirt afterwards.
You are the only one wearing green.
It's the only thing I could get with this potato video that helps me out. But, yeah.
If you were wearing some sort of heather or gray.
I would have just mixed right in. You can barely see Courtney. Poor Courtney's just sitting right there. The whole time she's like, I can't believe they're acting like this. Why are they doing this?
And now she's like, I can't believe I'm not in the video.
All right, here's where he leans in. Is this where I talk to him? I'm trying to. I don't know who put this in this order, but some of this is like not in the exact order that it happened. The guy in the red shirt keeps coming over. Let me see what else is on here. Hang on. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's when all the guys swarmed me. All right. This is after word got back that I wouldn't move and that I was a jerk. Watch all the guys.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Look at all the guys that swarm over here. So you see me talking to them right here. I'm turned and talking to them.
Your green shirt is starting to fade.
They're all shoving on me right here. And I go, what are you guys doing? My hands are out. Like, what are you guys doing? You guys are cops. Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? And they're all pushing in. They're saying all kinds of stuff to me. You can see all these dudes are gathered around me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a giant crowd of these officers. You can't even see Courtney now because
I can't even see you anymore.
They've completely swarmed us in this photo. At least they left Tickle Monster alone for a brief moment here. And they all just kind of go in there and start pushing everybody around. That's where I talked to him. Yeah, you can see right there. He highlights the moment where I turned around and I was like, what are you doing? He's staring at me there. Hold on. Right there is where he was yelling stuff at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, why are you guys doing this over and over and over? But they kept on with it. I wish this footage was clearer, obviously, so it could highlight more of what happened here.
I mean, it's still pretty...
You can just see all the dudes around me. They're pushing on me. They're leaning on me. They're all saying stuff. You're a pussy. They're saying all of this crap because they wanted this section of the bar, right? They wanted this whole bar, and I was sitting there like a human being just trying to mind my own business, and this is how they behaved. I told you that I went to this bar. I told you that these officers came around me. I told you that they wanted me to move. I told you that they tried to push me and multiple people out of the way. I've shown you some of that in this footage. There's more than this because there's like a 60-minute thing, even though it's bad quality footage. I had somebody who was there who I didn't even prompt to send a dispatch who told you this is exactly the way that these guys behaved. And that is what happened on that night. That is what happened. That's how they behaved. These guys were absolute dicks. Did they break a law? I don't know. I'm not even going after that. I just wanted this to be out there so that they can be on the stage for a second here. And maybe the Orange County Sheriff's Office can go, hey, what I need to do is have a talk with these guys and tell them not to behave like this in public.
When you say, did they break a law? I mean, and I agree a little bit with this texter that says, Sean, they could pop the hat off your head and that's considered assault.
Right.
There is, depending on the situation, a very broad amount of things that could fit into the assault category.
Right.
And imagine if the tables were turned and you were a cop and there were a bunch of dudes doing this to you and you had identified yourself as such. And there were a bunch of dudes just doing this to you, ribbing you, trying to push you off your seat. I bet you that the cop in that situation would go, "Hey, that's assault. Let's
I'm sure if they wanted to, if they turned the tables and this was flipped around another way, they would have absolutely been utilizing their power to say, "Hey, what you're doing here is some sort of a crime." And a lot of people chiming in on this over on the chat side of things. Ferdinando says, wait, cops are bullies? No way. Thanks for doing this and not being afraid of them. Let's see the repercussions, hopefully born from these shady characters called officers. Josh says, most OC sheriffs and OPD officers have always had a reputation of being bullies on and especially off duty. They demand respect from most citizens, but never show any respect to us. I hope the bar bans all of them. I'm not even calling for that. I wanted to put this out there because I know what they're going to do. They're going to say, hey, we looked at this and our cops were little angels. They were sweet little angel boys. They didn't do anything wrong. And I wanted you to see how they swarmed me, how they mobbed me. They left their entire section, almost all of the people in that section, and gathered around my chair and started pushing me, gathered around Courtney's chair, one of the sweetest people on planet Earth, and started shoving into her. And she didn't even say anything as they were doing this.
Love that
Gathered
lady.
around a listener of this show, Tickle Monster, and shoved him. You even saw that in the video if you're
I think
sitting
the
there
biggest
watching.
victim here is Tickle Monster.
He got shoved out of the way, and he's like, what is going on with these guys? That is how they behaved that night. That is how they behaved, and I think that was incorrect. And somebody said earlier, have you heard anything from the Orange County Sheriff's Office? Not a peep. Not a peep. And again, all I'm looking for is go, hey, we heard your story. We're talking to the officers. We'll make sure that they don't treat people like this in the future. You don't get a free pass because something bad happened to you to treat people that way. All right. John says, this is absolutely ridiculous. They need to be talked to at the very least. Thank you, John. I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to go to some of your dispatches. We're going to move on from this. I'm going to get my Fritz on the street on. Thank God. It's my bear in the hammock moment for today.
After the cops and the dog party?
we got a lot to get to, all right? It's a busy Wednesday. Tell me what you think. Go to the newsjunkie.com. Record on your first dispatch now. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. As we approach midday, want to update the Central Florida weather forecast for you. Looks like highs today, upper 70s to right at about 80. A mix of sunshine and clouds with breezy north winds at 10 to 20 for the afternoon and early evening hours. Clearing tonight, cooler temps, upper 50s, light north wind. On our Thursday and Friday, temperatures growing up and out into the low mid 80s for highs. Keeping it dry, mostly sunny skies. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
It's been a long time coming, but the new XFL has finally arrived, and it's here to stay. We're pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. We're making dreams come true on and off the field. We're making it about her and him, and them and you. Every player, every fan, every city. It's a chance for everyone to be a part of something bigger. Something that just might be more than football. The wait is over. Come experience the XFL. This is your team. Your Orlando Guardians take on the DC Defenders at Camping World Stadium, Saturday, April 1st at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets. It's been a long time coming, so don't miss one play, one down, 1 minute of the action. This is a kind of football like you've never experienced before. Pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. This is the new XFL, and it has finally arrived. Get your tickets today and experience it for yourself at xfl.com/tickets. That's xfl.com/tickets. See you at Camping World Stadium, Saturday, April 1st at 6 p.m.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Spring is here, and there's never been a better time to find your perfect motorcycle. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Our showroom is loaded with bikes to fit every experience level. Visit OrlandoHarleyDavidson.com to schedule your test drive and check out a full list of motorcycle inventory plus a huge list of spring events. That's OrlandoHarley.com. Orlando Harley-Davidson, located next to I-4, across from the Mall at Millennia.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
Those stomach issues ruined your birthday.
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa.
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's about time small businesses like yours got the help you deserve. GetRefunds.com can find out if your business qualifies for ERC assistance in less than 8 minutes and may be eligible for up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started. That's GetRefunds.com.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041, with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This is the News Junkie.
To your dispatch, hopefully your first ever dispatch. In just a moment, go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on that right now. We'll hear from you momentarily. I saw this story and I was like, oh, God, little tiny piece of me feels sorry for this person. Only a little tiny piece, though. And this person has been fired. So, Sabrina C. Lane, tell me if you think they deserved this firing, all right? This is a Volusia County principal at a charter school in southeast Volusia County named Jan McGee. Okay, Jan McGee was running this school, doing her thing, and the reason she is in big trouble and has been fired is because she lost $100,000 of the school's money.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I want to hear, let's hear some more details.
Lost, like, oops, where did I put $100,000 in school's money? Lost, like, I put $100,000 on Team A.
Oh, it's more embarrassing than that, I think. They say the longtime principal of a charter school in southeast Volusia County resigned under fire Tuesday night after it was discovered she wrote a $100,000 check out of the school's account to Elon Musk. She sent Elon Musk $100,000. You know, it's just this Elon Musk that she had been chatting
Which
with.
is literal chump change.
Yeah,
to
well,
the real Elon Musk.
I mean, she met him on Facebook after all. You know?
Oh, you didn't. I'm sorry, I completely missed that.
Yeah,
What, I mean,
yeah.
that seems fine. More of an investment than give it to
Yeah,
him, right?
of
'Cause-
course.
What did completely real, definitely not fake Elon Musk promise this nice lady for $100,000 of the school's money?
Well, about that. She says, I love this school more than anything else. If it means your administration is going to say I'm turning in my resignation, This school is A-rated, has a huge waiting list, has just under 1,000 students. It's called Burns Science and Technology in Oak Hill, Florida. It's been open since 2011. McGee claims she was scammed online by a fake Elon Musk after spending months talking to this person in hopes of getting the space pioneer to invest millions in the school in exchange for a $100,000
she had
payment.
nice intentions.
She wanted
it
to
wasn't
get
even
Elon.
for herself. It
No.
was for the school.
She took $100,000 of the school's money because she's like, Elon Musk is going to invest in this school, and all he wants is $100,000 up front. Why he wants $100,000 from you so he can give you money?
It's a quick flip.
Yeah, I don't know how that works in.
That is, I mean, I feel for this lady. Yes, should be fired. Unfortunately,
Fired? She should be arrested.
$100,000. That's grand theft larceny, right?
Yeah, but it'd have to be. It's a lot of money.
But you got to feel for her because her intentions were to help the school. Now, maybe do we know for sure $100,000 was solely from the school, or did she throw in maybe the really crap pay that teachers get already?
Well, a couple more twists and turns in this.
Fun. Let's
Okay,
go.
the first one is the school's business manager got wind of what had happened and canceled the check before it was cashed. But they had to throw together this school board meeting. And they said, here's the thing. This principal was repeatedly warned by all the other staff members that she wasn't actually talking to Elon Musk and that this was a scam. And she insisted it was the real Elon. And she said,
I know it's him.
You guys are all wrong.
And this, do they say how they communicated? Facebook.
It doesn't
So
say. I think it was Facebook.
Was there a check mark by it, or was it?
Boy, I don't know.
Elon Musk?
Hey, anybody could buy those check marks these days. You know how that goes. So I don't know if there was a check mark or not, but she believed it was Elon Musk. And they didn't.
What was her position at the school?
Principal.
Principal. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Sorry, we were just all like taken aback by the fact that she was talking to Elon Musk on Facebook for $100,000. That we missed like the particular parts that I know you mentioned.
Is the trouble that a bunch of people that she worked with warned her that she's not talking to Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're like, look, dummy, that's not him.
And then they're probably thinking to themselves, how in the hell does a person who would believe that she's speaking to an actual billionaire via Facebook get to a position where she not only molds young minds or is in charge of the people who do, but has access to $100,000 of the school's money?
Of course, yeah.
And then at what point you think like they were worried and they go, who do we talk to? Do we have to go to the school board?
Super principal.
Right, because she's the boss, you know?
Yeah,
the
she
boss
runs-
is crazy.
yeah.
Also, this is like the fourth or fifth, maybe, principal that's gotten in trouble in the last week.
Yeah, it's been a rough week for principals. It certainly has. 2 with DUIs, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then this one is not a great look for principals either.
There was one that it wasn't a principal; it was a teacher that was trafficking the fentanyl.
Oh, that's
but
right.
it probably doesn't look good on that teacher's principal.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in the world of schooling right now, but I'm always amazed that people get fooled by this stuff, but they do. There's a lot of people who get fooled. I've told the story on air before, but if you're new to the show, my father, he had a psychiatrist that he was going to, and the psychiatrist did the unthinkable. The psychiatrist started talking to my dad during their sessions about business. The psychiatrist said, we got this property and all we need is $100,000. We're short that. And then when we sell this property, we're going to get millions. And so I'm just looking for somebody to loan me $100,000 and I'll pay that person back $1 million. And my dad was like, yeah, of course. This seems like a great deal. And my dad took money out of the bank and he loaned this psychiatrist a big giant chunk of money. I think he ended up loaning her like $50,000, right? My dad didn't have too much money. $50,000 was a lot of money for him.
That was out of your college fund, my dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he saved his whole life, but he's not super rich, man. So when he gave the $50,000 to his psychiatrist, all of a sudden she starts going, oh, yeah, we're about to do it. We're about next week.
My God.
Next week.
But was that woman in jail? Because
I
can
don't know.
understand as a psychiatrist, like Your dad has a level of vulnerability that with this woman or man, I'm sorry to
It was a
assume
woman,
the
yeah.
gender, but
It was a woman.
With this psychiatrist than any other person that would maybe ask for that same amount of money.
Yeah.
You trust them.
I think it's illegal
They know your
because
deepest,
she's a
darkest secrets.
psychiatrist.
Oh, ethically, I hope that the license is gone, but
Yeah, I don't know.
should have been in jail.
I don't know if you reported her or what, but then things got crazy because she kept saying, "Okay, the money's coming, the money's coming, the money's gone." Right? The money was gone.
Where did the
it was a
money go,
scam.
you thought?
I have no idea what she did with it, but the money was clearly gone. And he goes, "She's not answering my calls." A couple of weeks go by. I go to my parents' house, and my dad's like, I finally got it under control. I've told you guys this before, but and I say, "What's going on? You got it under control?" He goes, "Well, they said I have to fly to Vietnam, and in Vietnam they're gonna meet me, and they're gonna pay back my money, and then I'm gonna come back." And I go, "Are you kidding me? I've never heard anything that seems like more of a trap that you're going to get killed over in my entire life. Like my dad's looking up tickets to fly to Vietnam, and I'm going, you're a smart guy. You worked at IBM. He's the smartest guy I knew growing up. I didn't know a ton of men growing up, but my dad was a smart guy. And then I saw him falling for this, and I go, wow. And I said, eventually I came to terms with the fact that I think it was pride. Like I think at first it was greed. He thought he could invest a little money and then like get this huge return, and then that got it stuck in there. And then it was the pride of having lost the money,
right,
and having been conned that he just didn't want to admit to. And so, yeah, people can fall for this stuff. But if this teacher is doing this or this principal is
doesn't he
doing
know
this,
that you can't just fly back from Vietnam with $50,000 cash?
I didn't think about a lot.
There would be no red flags.
Was this pre 9/11?
No, I think it was afterwards. I don't know the exact timeline on that, but I was an adult at the time. Because I remember, I'm like, Dad, are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? You're going to fly to Vietnam to try to recover the money that was taken from you in this scam? And I said, they're going to kill you. What are you doing? And the principal, when I hear this, all the other teachers and stuff and faculty at the school are going, you're not talking to Elon Musk. And maybe she was so deep into it that she didn't want to admit to herself that it wasn't actually Elon Musk. You see it with like catfishing
She's
sometimes.
on Facebook like, they all think it's not you.
Can you prove it, Elon? And Elon could not prove it in that case. We're going to go to a couple of dispatches real quick, but they're trying to screw over the youngins, and this is becoming more and more common.
The Utes?
The Utes are going to be screwed by the newly launched Apple Pay Later program, where you can use Apple Pay to buy something from $50 to $1,000, and then you have a payment plan ahead of you. It says over 4 payments over 6 weeks is one of the plans, and I think they're working on some other ones.
What's the interest in that?
0 interest or fees for the short term.
What's short term?
The short term is 6 weeks, but what they expect is that you're not going to be able to pay it. You can't pay it right now. How are you going to be able to pay it in 6 weeks? And then guess what happens?
Line that up with your paycheck.
Guess what happens? If you get to that 6 week mark, through the roof, all of a
Do
sudden.
they have a percentage for after 6 weeks?
It doesn't say what I have, but I guarantee you it's huge.
Bad move, but it's going to be so easy for people to do that.
What's the big one? What's the big one like that?
Affirm?
Buy now, pay later. Affirm, yeah, and I think there's another one too.
There's one that I don't know, Shopify uses.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if you're selling something that's $8, like we can do 16 payments.
Yeah, and
of 50 cents.
I like that it helps some people, but it also can be a big trap. All of a sudden,
do that, man.
You owe $5,000 or something for something that was probably you didn't need.
It's worth doing your research at this point, and maybe even ask Chat GPT because I go to like every once in a while see what's the best investment or what do people suggest, and the first page of Google is all sponsored ads. It's we're going to tell you what this company said because they pay us a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of that you have to fight through.
The resources are there.
If you aren't trying to not get scammed, you're probably going to get scammed. Here's a good guy chiming in with the principal and the $1,000 in the scam. Here we go.
An alternative theory on this principal that gave money to an Elon Musk scammer. She could possibly be scamming it herself because she can now claim that she doesn't have the $100,000. She resigns from the post and she leaves with a nice big pension.
Nah.
Just a thought.
No, especially not since they canceled the check.
Yeah.
She just looks like a dope, honestly, and people are going to think that she's terrible.
If I had ever gotten an F on anything in that school, I would turn around and go, look who's running the place here.
Mm-hmm.
A person who thinks you can just talk to Elon
Can you
Musk on
imagine
Facebook.
9-year-old C-Line saying that? I'm just running this joint.
Order. Yeah, I mean, somebody had to say something. And thankfully, these teachers did, because this could have been even worse for this school. Because then fake Elon, would go, all right, I got the $100,000. We're ready for a big investment in your school. Actually, we're just going to need 100,000 more. And then she'd be like, oh,
That's
well,
it, but that's the last time.
this is totally Elon. Now I can tell for sure. So let's send this over. We're going to hear from a lot of you. Some of you chiming in about the footage that I showed, the security footage from the bar. We'll play some of those. We've got, of course, as I said, Fritz on the Street coming up. We got the next episode coming up. We're loaded up on a Wednesday, friends. And it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Seeking attention in unhealthy ways way before the internet turned it into a six-figure career. Yeah, that's a weird thing to brag about, but proof is in the pudding. And alimony checks. It's the 30th anniversary of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks. Because we couldn't have done it without you.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Heading westbound on I-4, you can expect congestion between World Drive and State Road 429. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Hoffner Avenue heading eastbound at Conway Road. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Justin $100,000.
Well, I was in a motorcycle accident, unfortunately. You guys were able to get me set on my feet to where I don't have to worry as much about finances. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Every day, all month long, Dunkin' Rewards members who order ahead get a $2 medium iced coffee. Make it Irish cream flavored, exclusively for members. Not a member? Join on the app. Limit 1 member per day. Additional charges and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
A good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season too. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I'm still mad at timeshare companies. For over a decade, I've been fighting to clean up the timeshare industry by getting folks out of bad timeshares. But after all those battles, I'm still asked, how do they sell timeshares for $25,000 when they're available online for only $1? Here's how they do it. They lie. They tell you timeshare's a great investment. You can go anywhere, anytime, or your maintenance fees will never go up. Everything they do to get you to sign is part of a well-planned trap. If you've ever been held hostage at a timeshare presentation and bought, Wesley Financial Group is here to help. To date, we've canceled timeshares for over 16,000 families. I guarantee you this. If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the News Junkie.
Put your hands up 'cause I won't. Raise a glass up 'cause I won't. Get you up 'cause I won't. I must have missed the high.
And I don't know why they keep trying to do this. People want to go after the top YouTuber, Mr. Beast, so bad. It's all the things that he does. They want to go after him. Remember when we talked to the doctor that worked with Mr. Beast and helped the people so they could see again?
Yeah.
And they did that surgery, which is so unbelievable that some people can't get access to this. It shows you a giant flaw in our whole health system, that people just don't get this for free if they have an inability to see, and they could be saved from that. So he does this with all these people. And then there was a backlash on that, I remember, at the time.
Oh, they were,
And
I see the headline all the time, and like some TikTokers still refer to Mr. Beast as like uses what was it that they gains money off of philanthropy,
like a grifter or something?
Yeah, and it's like, I could see where the trolls will say that stuff.
Yeah, but it's like
1,000 people that can see now look at him.
Right,
as,
those people are
thank
probably
you for helping us out.
Appreciative, and a lot of other people
And
probably.
the doctor too was doing it for free.
Yeah, the doctor was not trying to make a bunch of money off that. He was just trying to get the message out there. So, like, all in all, it's this good thing. And does he make money off of his YouTube videos? Yes, but like, why take something nice like that and just try to run after the guy?
I mean, if you think about it, I know this guy. He does good stuff, and he that particular thing was very philanthropic. Philanthropic, like get a lot of people to fix whatever eye condition they have that now allows them to see where they wouldn't have previously. Some of his other stuff is just like, we're gonna give a bunch of cars away if you could haul it out of here at the right time. And, they're like rich guy challenges and stuff. But I think that like when somebody is wholesome like that to a point, there's a group of people that want to take you down.
Yeah.
And like I think one of the people that we definitely witnessed that happen with was Tim Tebow. Because Tim Tebow was star quarterback, could do no wrong. Star quarterback in college, at least. Could do no wrong. Hugely religious and wholesome. And so people were like either waiting for the ball to drop where, secretly he goes to parties and bangs everybody.
Yeah.
Or like, even to the point where girls would try to take pictures with him and last minute pull their boobs out. And
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was like a challenge because just to get Tim Tebow in a photograph with a naked woman was like a feat.
Oh, what an amazing problem for him to have, though. Yeah,
So that's why
And when he was praying on the field, he's like, I'm just thinking about those boobies.
Want to talk about how wholesome I am?
Yeah, and in all photographs, make sure you don't do anything to not make C-Lane look wholesome. So the latest thing Mr. Beast did, which is the thing that grabbed my attention, I'm like, why do they keep coming after this guy? He goes into this restaurant, And I guess he does this a bunch on his TikTok because his TikTok's pretty popular. And he goes to this younger girl. I don't know how old the waitress is. You can see her here if you're watching. And he says, "What's the biggest tip that you've ever got?" And she said, like $50 was the most money she's ever been tipped. And then Mr. Beast goes, "Have you ever been tipped a car?" And he hands her the keys to a new car. And he's helping out this waitress, right? And
Did she have a car already?
she didn't have a car already, she said, and she was actually having trouble because she had to take Ubers to work, and sometimes the Ubers would be a little late and get her in trouble. So it was a bunch of problems for her. And I only agree with one part of the criticism. Let me see if I can find this exact part here, because he gives her the keys and he's like, "Congratulations, we got you this car." She's like, "Oh my God, I got to learn to drive." And because
I'm sorry, what?
I guess she does not yet know how to drive.
Didn't want to do that research before giving her a car.
You can kind of see it here. I'm going to try to get a better freeze frame of this, but the car that he gave her has his branding all over it. It says Feastables, which is his snack company. And I was like,
come on.
You know what, buddy? You did something sweet. Like, you can see his branding is on her hood. It's the Mr. Beast logo.
That's the Mr. Beast logo?
Yeah.
It looks like
Also,
the Carolina Panthers.
It does,
or something.
yeah.
If it's going to be his logo all over it, then get me a damn Mercedes.
Yeah. What kind of car was that? I couldn't tell.
I think a Toyota.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. It's going to last a long time, but it's like, it's not only did you spend nothing for that, because we all know you didn't, but he's also going to gain so much from this.
Yeah, it's a little Toyota, and it says Feastables on the side. It's got his company logo on there, and I thought you probably could have gone without that. Like, you maybe could have put a Feastables sign up next to it or something, but he gave the brand new car to her, which is sweet.
Did she peel it off, you think, or ruin the paint?
I hope so.
I wonder if there was any sort of agreement made after the camera stopped rolling that she had to keep the Feastables thing printed on the side.
Well, the other thing is this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anybody talk about this, but if you give somebody a free car, you're like, "Congratulations, here's your free car." Depending on what state you're in, there's different taxes on that car that
True.
person just gave you. So if somebody gives you like a...
You can write in the bill of sale that the car was a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And
then you just have to pay gift tax or something?
Maybe, which may not exist.
I don't know how it works, but I know sometimes they get saddled with that and it becomes more of a problem for them. But anyways, I'm sure she's very happy. And a lot of people in chat right now are like, "Give me a free car with all the logos." And I'm still going to be happy about that. All right, let's go over.
I'm curious if she gets in an accident and like hurts somebody.
With Mr. Beast brand all over it?
With the Mr. Beast brand all over it. Could they come after Mr. Beast?
Also,
I don't know.
does she have to pay insurance on the car?
Yeah, she would probably have to start paying for that. It becomes a thing, but I guess you're still happy. You could sell it too. Like, you could just take the car and then sell it, and then with that, maybe get another car that works better for you. But he's obviously got his own motivations.
A hero amongst us.
And he gets a viral TikTok out of it. Let's go over to your dispatches. Let's see what's going on where you are. Here's your mother's friend with the dispatch. This one just says SWAT. That's it. Okay? Hello?
Love you, but this SWAT team thing, I think you blew it all out of proportion.
Uh-oh.
This is the single guy at the 5 top restaurant table when there's a family of 5 waiting. Were they wrong? Yes. Were you wrong? No.
Wait, what?
But
so what's your point?
Courtesy is, don't be that guy, and unfortunately, you're that guy in this situation.
So what he's saying is, I'm the dick here because I should have seen that there were all these guys, and I should have just made way for them, and I'm not allowed to sit anywhere because they were all there. What I told you, your mother's friend, was they had an entire section. They had like tables, and they had all this stuff all set up for them. Even though they called last minute, they were told, "We're understaffed. We don't want you to come," and they showed up anyways. They still had their own giant section. They wanted their section and everything else that they could get their hands on. So I don't think what you're saying actually holds up. That doesn't make sense to me. Here is...
And also, I mean, weirdly enough, he's kind of agrees with you, but also says some...
I couldn't tell where he was landing.
I didn't get what side he was on.
He's
He was like, did they do the wrong? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you do anything wrong?
No, but you're still wrong.
But somehow...
All right. Here's Adolf chiming in.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
If you guys really want to put these so-called officers on blast, why don't you guys get a hold of your girl, Amy, from Fox 35?
Everybody keeps saying this. Look, I'm trying to bring less people into this, Adolf. I don't want to bring more people into this. I wanted to get the story out there. I wanted to show you that despite what they might say at some point in time, I was telling the truth, and I think I showed you that. If you missed it, you can go back and see the security footage. What I told you happened lines up, I think, with what you will see there. And I was just being honest. And afterwards, they'll probably do the whole, oh, they're angels, they're good little boys. Our sheriffs don't do nothing wrong. But it wasn't the case.
Are we just going to breeze over the fact that his name is Adolf?
Yep. His last name is Oliver Nipple. Just gave out the Adolf part
Mr.
there
Oliver
for him.
Nipples, yeah.
Let's do one more. Here's Jay Ryan chiming in.
The new season of South Park is pretty funny. The best episode to me so far is the Prince Harry one, making fun of the fact that he and his wife are like, oh
that.
no, don't pay attention to us. But then they do everything to draw the attention to them.
Oh, dude, I promise it.
Also, Sabrina, pick me for Fritz on the street.
He sniped one in.
Oh, we'll see.
Jay Ryan, possible? Question mark
I'll
by
put you on the list.
I, when we were talking about the new season of South Park, I was like, I watched a couple episodes. I don't remember why I watched them, but now I do. It was because we had that story that was like, does Harry and Meghan want to sue South Park, which they have no legal grounds to do.
And they probably never even really said they were going to do. You know how that stuff works.
But, somebody wanted a story.
Right.
And so I did watch the episode where the Canadian prince and his wife kind of moved to California, and then they go all around, and they end up at South Park on their privacy tour, where they make a big deal out of it. And they goes, all I want is privacy. I need privacy right now. Privacy.
Doesn't he say it during an interview? Yeah, I think it says it on television, right? Yeah, that's what you said. One more. Here's Autobot Ash. It says bar issue follow-up. I don't know what that means either.
Hey, just as a follow-up to my last dispatch.
Okay.
Regarding the bar issue. And my internship. I mean, not only do I have a degree in criminal justice, I'm also a certified criminal profiler.
Okay.
And it was like from day one, they kind of looked at me funny because that's not.
I think she's doing a follow-up on her previous dispatch.
Oh, she did say that.
I was like,
Yeah.
we haven't gotten any applications for internships. Also, we
Yeah.
don't have interns.
I can't. The other one's kind of long. I can't get to that, unfortunately. But if you want to condense it and send it back in, we'll try to get to that. Here's Peanut talking about the free car situation with Mr. Beast.
Good morning, news junkies. I want to chime in on the free car. Aren't you the same guys that give out free magnets to put on cars to advertise your show? He's just doing the same thing you're doing, only he's giving away cars.
You guys
Help
today.
You get big and wonderful and fantastic show. So, what's the difference?
A lot of money?
Out of here.
Yep, money, and I think it's also worth mentioning a sticker versus magnet.
Yeah.
It's going to take a minute to explain this. You can remove a magnet with ease.
Yes, and a car is also more expensive, I think, than a magnet.
Let's wait till we get the numbers.
If we gave this waitress who has to Uber to work a car magnet, that'd be like, Michael Scott buying laptop batteries for all the kids.
Right.
Here's something you can't use.
Scott's tots all over again.
You can't put it on your car, I guess.
Oh, that episode is so.
I just watched it the other day.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah, but Stanley, he immediately starts laughing harder than you've seen him laugh in the entire series.
And when they sing the whole song to Michael Scott, "Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true."
Oh God. Let's see. Well, we'll get to more of you in a moment here, and we'll see what you have on your mind. Again, we got the next episode coming up, and Fritz on the Street, which is going to be fun in a bit. I'm going to try to maybe get some points on the board since I have not been doing great in 2023. There was somebody who interrupted.
Do you know who you're representing today?
No. Do I already have somebody?
You do.
Who?
Yeah, from last week.
Oh, God. Thank you for reminding me that. I totally forgot about that again. I'll write that down. Cat fart. All right.
You know what? I already forgot that dispatcher from earlier.
Jay something?
Ryan?
Jay Ryan, I think. So he's just kind of floating around in the possible pool right now. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Apopka Inland Road at Vistana Center Drive. John Young Parkway is closed due to an accident heading northbound between Columbia Avenue and before Donegan Avenue. There's stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. You can expect your regular pockets of congestion this afternoon on Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today. That's right, that mortgage guy, Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show, he is here for you. Over 250 five-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at Experience.com. It's very safe to say that he knows what he's doing, and I can say with full confidence that he's looking out for you, my friends. Chances are very high you're leaving money on the table, so get that money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Hit the compare button, and Don's going to review your quote today. That mortgage guy, Don, he's a mortgage broker. He's not a corner bank or retail lender. That means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you want to see the difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Click apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. Compare your quote today, plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. ThatmortgageguyDon.com.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Matt Rife on March 31st and April 1st.
You guys ready to be offended?
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions. Line cook, cocktail servers, and waitstaff. Food runners, dish. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
Just come out, the man when you're in trouble. Car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out, when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So many new cars. It's madness. Get yours at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Radio. Radio. 104.1.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the News Junkie.
Sidebar here. I was talking about my situation with the Orlando County Sheriff's Office and the SWAT team. Orange County Sheriff's Office and the Orange County Sheriff's Office SWAT team, and how a bunch of them were assholes. And if you missed the video, go back to the VOD after the show on YouTube or Twitch, and you can see what I was talking about there. But I want to go after chat here for just a moment, because I've seen some people arguing on there, and I want to get everybody's take on what you do in this situation. There are some seat cucks in chat right now that need to be addressed directly.
Seat
cucks. What they're talking about is, they said, if I was at a place and a bunch of people showed up, I would give up my seat so the people could sit down, right? That's what they're saying. And so let me put to you a situation, a scenario. Let's say the both of you are walking into a restaurant X, all right? And when you're at Restaurant X,
Restaurant X.
you guys
Good
both
steak frites.
The two of you both walk in. You're together. You both walk in, and you see that the bar has 10 seats, right? So 10 full seats on the bar, and you two sit down. You're gonna get something to eat, something to drink. You sit down. You're the only ones at this 10-seat bar. Now, a group of 10 people walks in, and they go over to you, and they're like, could you move, because we have 10 people and we want to sit at the bar? Is there any shot in hell you're getting up because a bigger group has showed up that wants those seats?
I mean,
I would never do that. I would never.
have moved over.
Definitely would do that. Yes.
I have 8 seats for you because I'm probably in the middle, so I could talk to the bartender, make it easier for them.
Yeah, I've done that a million times, and that's the nice thing to do. If somebody is there and you're like, oh, if we move over one seat, you guys can fit in here. Totally will do that.
Okay, but it could also be the situation as well.
Well, some people are saying, hey, if I'm at the bar and I'm sitting there and a group of whatever people comes in that could use those bar stools, I would relinquish mine and give them that. No. Why would you do that?
I mean, judging by the footage that we watched, that wasn't really the option.
No.
There was a bunch of room, and then to the right of you and Courtney were more people.
Yeah. So that's where most of them were.
And so that's where, like, you guys were kind of huddled off, and they had room, some, I guess.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like you weren't seat 4 and 5 in the middle of 10 empty seats.
Exactly, and they weren't even supposed to be over at that place sitting down anyways. They had a reserved area for them to be. I just think there's this weird, like, seat cuck thing where you go, hey, if somebody else comes and they have the exact amount of people for the seats there, I'll relinquish my seat and you just walk away to somewhere else. No, you go there, you sit down if you're allowed to sit down in that area. You act accordingly. You try to be a decent human being to people. Like Sabrina said, if somebody comes over and they go, hey, if you move down one seat, we'd be able to fit here. You go, absolutely. You know why you do that? To be nice to those people, and more importantly, to be nice to the bartender that will now get 2 more people sitting down and eating and spending money and hopefully tipping that person. That's how you would do that. There's no way in hell I would give up my spot like that just because there's somebody with a bigger group. BS says, if somebody has a reservation, yes. If they ask if I mind sliding down over to make room, I probably would. I would do that, yeah. And if somebody did have a reservation, I was sitting at the table, I'd probably do that.
I thought he meant he probably would mind. If they asked if I mind, I probably do mind.
I'm
So,
not moving.
Piss off.
I don't think I've had many times when I've asked somebody if they wouldn't mind please scooting over one seat where they've refused. I think almost everybody I've asked like that has done it. Maybe 1 or 2 times somebody's like, no, I can't do it. But mostly people just do that. Big Fat Clam Digger on Discord said, I wouldn't give up my seat because there's a bigger party. That's silly. Of course it is. Like, if you go, hey, you can have this whole section of the restaurant. Go wild. Go do your thing. You get all these seats. Everybody commiserate. Do your thing. And then they go, well, that's not enough for us. We also want to be able to walk up and go to the bar whenever we want. And even though you've told us not to come here because we gave you like a little tiny bit notice and we don't have enough employees to help you out here, we'll still help you out. But no, we want more, and you must get up when we come over to the bar. No, why would you ever do that? I don't believe most of you would do that. If somebody just came up to your table,
though, Sean? Like,
then,
maybe there
then
are some
they're
people that
weird.
would. Then they're weird.
Yes,
they're just different from you.
Which is weird in this case. Okay, if you're at a table in a busy restaurant, there's 2 people at the table, you and somebody else. The restaurant is full otherwise. A group of 4 people comes up to you and says, there's 4 seats at this table. Can you get up off this table and give it to us since we have 4 seats? Do you leave the table and give it to the 4 people?
I mean, it has to be at that situation. I mean, the overall thought of it, probably not. But then I could also see myself wanting to avoid any confrontation and then leaving.
I don't think many people would do that. I think that is like...
So I might be on the cuck side.
I think most people don't even ask stuff like that. Like, they see that the bar is full or the restaurant's full. They see that there's a table with 2 people instead of 4, and they go, all right, it's full. I'm going to go somewhere else. I think that's how most people handle that. It's just not like a numbers game or something.
You know what I do to avoid that? Is I start smoking cigarettes because no one comes up and asks me any questions. They're like, we don't want your stinky cigarette table.
All right, we're going to go over to more of your comments, the dispatches that you have coming into the show in just a moment. We also have a lot of fun stuff coming up, as I said. Here's Jack with the second dispatch ever from this person. Hello?
Yo.
Hey, Jack.
Long time, second time.
Thank you.
But the first time I did my dispatch, it was on a rerun, so...
What?
I'm not even sure if that was heard.
Probably. Probably not.
Love the news junkie. C-Lane, you're awesome. Sabrina, what's up, babe?
What?
Somebody
say what's up, babe.
Please pick me for Fritz on the street.
That's what he's going for. I was wondering what Jack was angling toward.
All right, low Jack.
Twitch, Chi-Town Sweetie says, question to Sean. If he asked you nicely to move instead of telling you to move, would you move? I'm telling you, there was nowhere for me to move at the time that he asked that. There was no place for me to go. I was in the spot that the bartenders told me I could sit at. They cleaned the spot for me. They said, you guys can sit here. And we said, okay. And we would have left, but they said, you can sit right here. Nobody's sitting in this spot. These people have left. But if he would have asked me nicely to move, or even if he would ask me aggressively to move and there were other bar stools, I probably would have said, I want to avoid any problems here and move over to the other place. But there was literally no other place. And on the confrontational side, do you think I wanted to be surrounded by all those people? Hell no, I didn't want that to happen. I hated that. That was annoying.
Have you guys even met this guy?
I didn't want that at all, but it's just the way that it happened, and it's the way that the interaction went down. All right, here is Peanut chiming in. Actually, I think we might have played that one. I'm not sure.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Here's Kyle talking about the school.
Kyle.
Good afternoon, junkies.
Hey, Kyle.
You guys are talking about that school in Oak Hill. It's so funny because my son has a little scholarship thing to that school. It's a crazy interesting school.
Really?
They got all kinds of cool programs. Like, it's like one of them really advanced schools where they have like a media program, they have like a robotics program, all kinds of crazy
That's where
stuff.
the
I was like, man,
$100,000
you're
came
super
from.
lucky to go to this school, but I guess not because the principal's a dope.
I have bad news
Oh
about
my goodness, I can't wait.
bad news about your kid's scholarship there, bud. The
Fund's been drained.
principal gave it to
No, but Elon's going to flip it.
Elon Musk.
Come on.
Why aren't all schools like that? Well, why do you hear you're like, this is an A+ school, and they have robotics, and they have all this cool stuff, and you're like, hey, guys, you see how we have an A+ school over here? Why don't we make all the schools A+ schools? Why don't we try to improve all of these schools? There's schools that don't have anything.
First of all, I think you're talking about two different things. You're talking about schools that have funding for cool stuff versus what grade a school is getting. And I know that at times those two can correlate, but they don't necessarily. An A+ school means all the kids in the school are like, passing, getting good grades. The average is good.
Yeah.
And then if you go to a school, your school average is a D or an F, and so they start telling you can go to other
No
schools.
robots for you.
Right. And that's another thing that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, hey, this school is an A school. Then they're going to get more funding from the state. And you go, this
They're
school...
also going to get some kids from the F school who don't want to be at the failure of a school anymore.
That's why this place has a waiting list long as hell.
All of a sudden, your A school is a C school.
Because everybody wants to get into this damn place. I want to get into it. It sounds like a cool spot. I just think that the principal is probably doing a good thing by stepping down after thinking that she was talking to Elon Musk online and trying to send him a $100,000 check, even though everybody else around her knew that it wasn't actually Elon Musk. All right, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Who needs original ideas when you can make biopics, and more biopics? Lionel Richie is making headlines for being a big fat liar, Richie. Plus, another edition of This Week in Celebrity Moms and their cringy things that they do. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Secured Roofing and Restoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. As we approach midday, want to update the Central Florida weather forecast for you. Looks like highs today, upper 70s to right at about 80. A mix of sunshine and clouds with breezy north winds at 10 to 20 for the afternoon and early evening hours. Clearing tonight, cooler temps, upper 50s, light north wind. On our Thursday and Friday, temperatures growing up and out into the low mid 80s for highs. Keeping it dry, mostly sunny skies. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Folks, it is hot out there, and it's only going to get hotter in the next several months. You should take some time right now, call up my friends at Mills Air, and have them make sure that your air conditioning is ready for the heat that's coming. And that's so easy to do with their preventative maintenance plan. They'll clear out all your lines, change your filters, and look inside and out in that AC unit you have to see if it's doing good or maybe it's on its last legs. Maybe it just needs some cheap little part that'll get it running perfectly. They'll be on your side for this. Mills Air is a great company that's been in business since 1992. That's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida cool. Their techs are the best. I invite them into my house when they come over here and fix the AC like they did in the studio. They do an awesome job, and they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so you can get big rebates toward a big and cool, and powerful new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
On the podcast Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman, the Stanford neuroscientist explores how brain science intersects with our lives, passions, and behaviors. This deep dive into the unexpected facets of our brain science will help you see the world differently.
I'm going to explore the relationship between our brains and our experiences by tackling unusual questions.
Listen to Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So I'm bullish on used cars right now. Go to my website, givemethevin.com, and you will get a great experience. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month, going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
What's the best part of a Dunkin' run? The coffee or the dollar donut? $2 stuffed bagel minis or $3 sausage, egg, and cheese you can add to that coffee? Or the fact that you get to leave the office? The answer, of course, is yes. Time for a Dunkin' run. Great deals on food for $1, $2, or $3 with a medium or larger coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclude specialty donuts and fancies. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
If April is showering your company with open job positions, check out Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job today and get hiring by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
"Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis."
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time. This is the News Junkie.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And Fritz on the Street, of course, is coming up in just a bit. If you miss any of the show, friends, all you need to do is take a little trip on your keyboard over to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see all the links for the podcast, and you can get every bit of all the action that you may miss from time to time. Whether you just pop into the car, you hear our voices for a little while, and then you jump out. If you want to just dive a little bit deeper, I guess, and binge the show a little bit, you can always do that with the podcast. So go over to thenewsjunkie.com and get all those links right now. Let's get into it. Here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I don't know. You guys are just so cool, and you're so good looking, and I'm just not as good looking and cool as you are.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. And he's really a stand-up guy. And his name is Don, and he's going to help you out, whether refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps curious about the process of either. Go to the website now, thatmortgageguydon.com. It was 30 years ago, 1993. Oh, my God.
1993 was 30 years ago. What year were you born?
90.
1990, okay.
Yeah. By the way, birthday month starts in just a couple days.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, get ready. It's going to be the big 3-3.
I will
Let me
not-
know when birthday day starts.
I will not surprise
Great job.
you with your family members because that backfired on me
What
once.
was that? What year was that? 23?
That was early on, I think.
It was. Well, you were making me believe that it was going to be a celebrity.
I think in the back of your mind you thought maybe Beyonce was going to be there for your birthday.
30 years ago, 1993.
She thought you were capable of a lot back then.
You can
Times
still
have
get Beyonce.
changed.
You got time. 30 years ago, 1993, the Supreme Court announced that they used this group's song, which is also this song.
Two Live Crew?
Two Live Crew is right, and they were going to use their case in the Supreme Court to decide whether copyright holders can ban song parodies. They won the dispute. Congratulations.
Yeah.
30-year anniversary. Roy Orbison's publishing company over the naughty song Pretty Woman.
Man.
Big hairy woman.
They were a part of a lot of different court cases.
What
Two
was the
Live
other
Crew.
one, though? The parental advisory?
Yes, yeah. That was a really big one for censorship in the music world, and it was a big story at the time, for sure.
A huge story going on now in the music world is that Lionel Richie is a big fat liar.
What the hell happened with him?
Oh, I'll tell you.
He was doing it all day long.
No, not all night, not all day. He is now taking back his words because he said, well, back in the day, it could be all night long. But now at 73 years old, he says he's lucky if he can go 15 minutes in bed.
Still pretty good, I think.
He had an interview with Katy Perry and Luke Bryan. They are both judges in...
the American Idol.
That is correct. Points for Sean. They were on The View, and they discussed the backstory of All Night Long, which turns 40 this year. When I wrote All Night Long, it was truly all night long, says Richie, and the crowd cheered, and they laughed, and they cheered, and they laughed, as they do throughout the entire showing of The View.
Mm-hmm.
Now my All Night Long is down to a fierce 15 minutes, but don't worry, we'll talk about that later. And then they went on to talk about very, very boring American Idol news.
I think people don't realize sometimes how long 15 minutes is. 15 minutes is a long time.
I would be cut off at like 8.
Yeah, 15 minutes is
all right.
Exhausting. I think when people say like, "Oh, I was doing this, and went for 5 hours," I'm like, "What the hell are you doing? I can't do anything for 5 hours, much less this." Good God.
I mean, yeah, it all depends. Don't you guys? I mean, you can just have a breather, and then that counts in the span.
Sometimes I picture it as like they're saying it's like one session where they just continue to go for 5 hours.
Definitely more than 15 minutes, but I mean, maybe it's
good for you then.
I don't know how long it took Daniel Radcliffe, but now he is expecto babyome. He's pregnant. His lady is at least 3, 2, 1, and Daniel Radcliffe and his longtime girlfriend Erin Dark with an E at the end, Darke, They're expecting their first baby. Representative for Harry Potter himself confirmed to multiple media outlets that the couple is expecting their first child together. Now, they met when they were working together in 2013 on Kill Your Darlings, and they said, let's not kill him, let's make one. And now he let go of her ego and has made a baby.
I'm not familiar with her. She's also obviously an actor because she was in that movie with him.
Yeah, she has been. I just read it.
Just wondering if she was in anything we might have seen.
Have you seen The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yes, I did. I saw a couple episodes of that.
Good Girls and the Oscar-nominated film Still Alice.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but the other two are pretty big.
Aaron Dark is her name?
Yeah, Darke. And they have worked together on a few projects over the years, including Miracle Workers, and now they work together to have sex, make love, and make a baby.
Probably
Boy or girl?
for-
Want to put money on it? I'm going to say girl. Or
I'll go boy just to put a competition out there.
Okay.
They don't know, right? There's no announcement yet.
They have
Okay.
not announced that.
All right. I'll go boy.
All right, between you and I, $100.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wait, hold
That's
on.
a
You already-
lot of money,
Hey,
man.
You don't
No,
have any
thank
kind of
you.
inside information here, do you?
How would I have inside information?
I don't know. You tell me you talk to people sometimes. I don't know if you got a Daniel Radcliffe guy.
No one near the Harry Potter camp. Not yet, at least. Far, I guess not really down the line. Some more celebrity baby news, and this one being with Kim Kardashian. She is taking on the role of momager, just like her mom did, passed down from generations to generations. And she has now filed trademark for her 9-year-old to sell skincare.
Nice.
I mean, because we all know 9-year-olds have beautiful skin.
Yeah.
And now she'll be able to sell it. This is for skin lotions, skin creams, skin cleansers, serums like face oils, body oils, bath and shower gels, bubble baths, body powders, and hair care, all under the name of Northwest, a 9-year-old.
The whole family seems more like a business than a family to me.
Oh,
like everything is just a business. Like the baby is born and they're like, file the trademarks. Let's get all this stuff ready for the hair care line.
Let me tell you the way, Sean. 2019, Kim trademarked her 2-week-old son, Som's name, to sell hair accessories and toys. Stormy, which is Kylie Jenner's daughter, has 3 trademarks filed under her name.
Horseface.
The family also allegedly filed 5 trademarks under Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna's daughter Dream's name before Chyna could even do it. And then in 2017, Chyna was still in a relationship with Rob Kardashian. She attempted to trademark her future married name, Angela Renee Kardashian, and was denied that.
Really? I wonder why. Because of the Kardashian family?
Yeah, they said, at least their lawyer said the family would have suffered damage, including irreparable injury
So you can't have your
to
own
their
name?
reputation and goodwill.
That's
So there you have it.
weird.
Well, I mean, because it could be somebody else's name, right?
Yeah, but there's other
She's marrying
Kardashians
into
out
it,
there
baby.
too. Like if I'm Frank Kardashian, totally unrelated to them, I can't trademark my own name now solely because they did it first and they're famous. That seems kind of strange.
Yeah, a little strange, but they have great lawyers, so no one can ever say anything to them. This gal right here. So you take a shower and realize there's something.
Grimes.
Grimes is right. Thank
Damn,
you, Fritzy.
How did you
Welcome
get
to
that
the
with
show.
that? He must know the song.
Well, I was like, man, this music is terrible.
Grimes.
Nice.
Not terrible. That shirt you're wearing right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look good,
Absolutely
Fritz.
love it. Well, Grimes has not exited her high cringe era. She has now announced that her secret baby with Elon Musk is getting a name change.
Oh, from the one that you can't pronounce to something you can, hopefully?
I think this is the second baby.
Okay, so they have 2 together.
So the kid with the unpronounceable name is like, come on! Seriously?
No, he got his name changed too.
Did he?
Yeah, so you're speaking of their son, XAE, the A and E that were combined together.
Like symbols and stuff.
A-12, which of course references the combination of Elvin spelling of AI.
Oh, okay.
You guys didn't know that?
Yeah, it's
embarrassing.
Perfect name.
An aircraft.
Mhm.
And then they changed it to XAE that are now separated A-XII.
Okay.
So he's good. He's all settled.
I don't know if he is.
And now we have the mystery girl, later introduced into the world after a Vanity Fair interview, and the world was introduced to extra dark Sidriel Musk. And
What
they
a-
have I don't know.
It sounds like
Sean.
they're using like name generators to come up with this stuff. Like it doesn't even sound clever.
The name game. Well, she has now clarified on Twitter that Exa, Dark Sidril, is henceforth to be known as, get ready, why?
Just why?
Just why?
This is child abuse.
No, like
This
like
is what they're doing is wrong.
Not only, but you're supposed to call her why.
Yeah.
But on paper, it's a question mark.
I'm sorry. So her name audibly is Y.
Correct.
But her name on a birth certificate is the
Is a
question mark.
That is
Perfect.
right.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, and then I think if they have, 4 or 5 more kids, then they will be able to pass whatever CAPTCHA test that Google has for you before you can get into your email.
Man, that is a weird, weird bunch of people.
And just to wrap it all up, nothing to do with babies, but to do with a baby daddy. This guy right here.
What's his name? E-L-O-N.
Elon Musk.
Yes,
He's a real-life superhero conquering Mars.
And if you are a huge fan of Elon Musk, do I have exciting news for you? A new auction is going to be right up your alley. Go to gottahaverockandroll.com.
All right. Gotta have rock and roll. Just rock and roll or rock and roll?
And rockandroll.com.
It's gonna take forever to type this.
I have been suppressing a burp so bad.
Go, let it out.
I
Let
can't,
it
'cause
free.
I think I might throw up. It's a new pop auction because Elon Musk screams pop music.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a bunch of Musk-themed finds in the mix, straight from the early Tesla days. A rep for gottahaverockandroll.com says that he has put together one collectible known as the original business card for Zip2.
Yes.
Elon's first ever company which licensed city guide software to newspapers.
I understand why Elon Musk would want that. Do you understand why anybody else on the planet would want that? Like, why would anybody else want that? It's a weird thing to have.
Well, guess what it's expected to fetch?
All right, let's see. I don't think much because I don't think it has a lot of value, but that's
All right,
probably wrong.
I'll give you one more. I don't know if this is a bundle, but also this is something that's going to scream to both you and C-Lane. Not only is the first business card there, but also a dollar bill that says the phrase "to the moon" on it.
Okay.
From all the money you guys
And
lost.
both of these together? Both of these together?
It could be. I do have the combined, what they expect to fetch for these stupid items.
$15,000.
For both.
Yes.
Okay.
$15.
Wow. Well, you guys, sorry. It's going to be $40,000.
Damn. I'm not paying that.
$20,000 each. So to the moon, he's been obsessed with space travel for some time. He got himself a rocket, then he did the whole Dogecoin thing, and then there was that really great investment that both of you had on, what is it called, Mooncoin?
Space. What's it called
Oh,
again?
yeah, what is it called? Did you put $1,000 in it, Sean? Jesus Christ.
Space Moon. I watched it disappear.
Woof. Well, auction going on now, wraps up April 14th. If you're obsessed with Elon Musk, then get your credit card
Real
ready.
quick, I hate to interrupt, but did you look at the Gotta Have Rock and Roll website that they're doing this auction for? There's some really cool stuff.
What do we got?
They got, here's a microphone. I don't know if this is a good mic or anything. Fritz might know. But the microphone they use to record Get Back, the Beatles song. They have a bunch of signed stuff from all the Beatles guys. All these guitars, Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitars, Slash's
I like
guitar.
that yellow one.
That's
Yeah,
Prince's
Prince.
guitar. Like Prince owned and played that guitar.
Does it say what kind of model mic that was? That looks like a mic from the 30s, doesn't it?
It really
it's
does.
really old looking. Yeah, they said this is what they recorded.
It has
Get
all a
Back on.
spittle in it.
Oh, and
Get Back sessions.
Yeah, the Get Back sessions were recorded on
Jesus,
this. It doesn't say anything about them. AKG D25 microphone.
Whoa. What is
AKG
that?
is still around.
Man.
It looks like a boom
I
mic.
mean, that framing looks rusty.
Minimum bid $25,000 for an old microphone.
That's rad.
Ooh, I bet it sounds cool, though.
Yeah, it does.
Does it work? What is that, XLR? RCA?
I don't know if it works.
Headphone jack?
I think it does.
This is not on this auction website, but one that we all know and love and have also spent a bunch of money on, eBay.
Oh, yeah.
eBay.com.
Heard of that?
Now has available for you Robert Downey Jr.'s ABC gum. That's not it.
All these people have songs. I don't know why, but they do.
Well, this one goes to the Van Hooligans. It's the only one I could find on YouTube. But they are now putting up Robert Downey Jr.'s gum on eBay.
Where'd they get this from? The trash?
From Jon Favreau's Walk of Fame.
Uh-huh.
remember?
Yeah, because he stuck gum on his...
Oh, somebody just walked over there and grabbed it?
I guess so. Starting bid, $55,000.
Are you kidding me? You think somebody will pay that?
I mean...
Oh, that would blow my mind if somebody would take their hard-earned money and toss it on that.
Iron Man himself, he was on hand for the big event, created a moment by taking the chewed gum out of his mouth, sticking it on John and his shiny new star. He joked it was just to make it official. Now, apparently, it's up for grabs in the same condition that the seller got it. Disgusting.
Partially chewed.
Yep.
How is he going to authenticate it, you must be asking? Well, the seller is super confident it's the real deal and says the buyer can even test the gum for Robert Downey Jr.'s DNA.
How?
Great question, because you have to get Robert Downey Jr.'s DNA.
I'm sure there's some people that have it.
You think that's out there somewhere? I don't know.
Bidding ends at the end of the week, so best of luck to all of the bidders. And finally, I give you the boop tip. The Masked Singer on Fox. It's 80s night, baby.
Yeah.
The 7th season premiere of Riverdale on the CW. Live from the Artist Den Cage the Elephant. More like the cage. Live from the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an elephant in it? On Access TV. Also, 26th season finale of South Park and Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian. Jason Bateman and Ali Wong will be on Kimmel and You. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, Murder.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. And pretty LOL that we just realized that South Park was on the air yesterday.
Yeah,
and
season finale.
now it's the season finale of South Park.
Now we can binge it.
We tuned in right at the last minute on that one. When we come back, friends, it's time for Fritz on the Street. And you know how this goes. If we win, you can win. We represent each of us, one of you and Fritz on the Street. And if we win, then you get the 8-bit magnet, the very, very rare 8-bit magnet that you can only get from winning Fritz on the Street via one of us in the game. You can play along, the greatest game in all of radio, plus your shot at that 8-bit magnet. But how are you going to get our attention? How will we decide to choose you? That's what you have to figure out right now. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The audio version of a Live, Laugh, Love wall decoration that's been set on fire. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident blocking the left lane on State Road 50 heading eastbound at McGuire Road. The right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on I-4 heading eastbound at Michigan Street. You can expect your regular congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
They say the best bourbons are those with a tradition of quality, the ones that carry a rich history and the potential for a bolder future. At Wild Turkey, we've made our bold, pre-prohibition style bourbon for over 100 years without once compromising our quality or our spirit. In other words, we stuck to our roots without getting stuck in our ways. And we can't think of a better tradition than that. Wild Turkey Bourbon. Trust your spirit.
Copyright 2023, Campari American, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BB. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
All smashed up.
don't know what to do. Just call Mo so you won't be singing the blues. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too. Dave & Buster's. And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's. And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
Shop hot deals at Academy Sports and Outdoors online-only sale. Get up to 50% off great brands at the best prices. And if you find a better price, we'll beat it by 5%. Guaranteed. Visit academy.com. Deals end March 29th. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See academy.com/disclaimers for details.
Hey everybody, Jim here for my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. The #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
The Mattawa Caves is a brand new fiction podcast that marries supernatural horror storytelling with an immersive psychological thriller. Tune in to uncover the chilling story and secrets as old as the caves themselves.
Without monsters, there are no victims, no prosecutions, no defenses, no justice.
Listen to the Mattawa Caves. That's MANTAWAUK Caves on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics. It's the News Junkie.
Think about the old days, what we've been through to survive. Do we get better with time? Tell me I'm wrong.
Fritz on the street, the greatest game in all of radio. In just a moment, you can play along with us, and maybe, just maybe, we'll pick you and we'll represent you in Fritz on the Street. So if we win, you win the Fritz on the Street 8-bit magnet for Game of Magnets. Oh, God. We were learning a little bit last night about dealing with these new dogs that are going to be at the house for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, sweet puppies.
One thing that I've learned is Elvis, the big boy.
Oh, my God, he's so stinking cute.
Elvis can't
He's
go
so
on the
chunky.
walk we go on.
Why?
Because he can't make it that
He
far.
gets winded?
Yeah, he gets winded when he goes down to into the hallway. And I'm like,
sweet
we're
boy.
going to
Lives up
thin
to his
you up.
name.
Yeah, we're going to thin you up, Elvis. We're going to get you in rip-roaring shape here. But he
They're
also
all so cute, man.
He's a cute dog. He's a big boy, but he also wants to have you do stuff all the time. Like he'll want me to like throw the bacon for him. He has this bacon toy.
Wait, is that his bacon or is
no?
that
It's
that's
Junkie Cat's
bacon?
and he stole it flat out and just
I
started
haven't
munching
seen
on
Junkie
it.
Cat in days.
That cat is upstairs like it's a war going
Yeah,
on.
very upset.
Like there is a world war happening right now. All right, it's time, friends. Well, hold on. Let me see if it is. Fritz, are you ready to go?
I am ready.
That means it's time. Let's do Fritz on the street.
Now it's time for Fritz on the Street.
Hello, Sean. Hello, Celia, and hello, Sabrina.
Hey, Fritz.
Hello. Fritz on the Street, sponsored by Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go, just call Mo. I texted him this morning, actually. 866-CALL-MO. 866-CALL-MO. In first place with 115 points, we have Christopher Lane.
Yeah. Oh, hang on 1 second. I am so sorry. We forgot to say who we were representing in Fritz on the Street, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask after, but yes.
I will be representing Cat Fart. Sabrina, what about you?
Lovely lady.
Okay, so sorry, Jay Ryan, but someone did reach out before.
So close.
And we owe him so much. I'm going with Kevin from Florida Wood Concepts.
Okay.
Nice.
Kevin Wood.
Kevin from Wood Concepts. And what about you, C-Lane?
I'm going with the guy who just had his second dispatch today, Jack. He spoke very low, so I'm calling him Low Jack.
All right, Low Jack
Low Jack
the
dispatcher.
dispatcher. Sorry about that, Fritz. That's my
That's okay.
fault.
In first place with 115 points, we have Christopher Lane.
All right.
And second place with 96 points, we have Sabrina Ambra.
Okay.
And in third place with 91 points, we have Sean Wasson.
Oh, boy.
You know the drill. 8 questions, 4 current event questions, and 4 general knowledge trivia questions. I've tried to close out all of this crap.
That's just the signal that we're ready to start.
The bat signal. If you think you know it, chime in for that opportunity to get a bonus point.
There were some teams you had last night. Were
Yes.
these done at the
we
old
were all
place?
out of sorts.
That is correct. 8 teams last night at Fritz's Funhouse at Cava's Bar and Kitchen.
Oh, so everyone got asked.
Mm-hmm.
How hammered did they get?
Some were very hammered.
Oh, no!
See, consider that.
Okay.
Consider it.
That makes it so much harder.
Some were extremely sloppy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Question number
C-Lane.
1. C-Lane.
Tennessee.
Incorrect. Question number 1. Recently, a mass shooting has claimed over 5 lives at a private school in which U.S.
Sabrina.
city? Sabrina.
Nashville.
Nashville's correct.
Damn it.
You were so close. C-Lane.
Rest in peace.
Sabrina, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Nashville?
I'm going to go with 8.
8.
Yeah, 7.
7 for Sean.
8.
And 8 for C-Lane. Question number 1, with answers of 7 and 8. Recently, a mass shooting has claimed over 5 lives at a private school in which U.S. city?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville.
New Orleans?
Nashville.
Excuse me, Nashville.
Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Phoenix.
Oh,
That's 6. So Sean, with
And
your guess
those
of
2 people
7,
are going to answer other ones later?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
that's the goal.
dodos.
Sean, with your guess of 7, picking up 1 point.
All right.
Yeah, I thought for sure
Hey.
more would get that, but
We're beating C-Line right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right.
we move on to question 2. Let's talk planets.
Oh, God.
There's only a couple of them. Which
Ain't good for me
planet
either.
is hottest in our solar
Sean.
system? Sean.
Jupiter.
C-Lane.
That is incorrect. C-Lane.
Mercury.
Mercury's incorrect.
I will take the whole question.
Which planet is
had
hottest
it.
in our solar system?
In Espanol, please.
Qual.
God, now I'm trying to think of my Aunt Sally made spaghetti or something
Oh,
like that.
I forget that whole thing with all the letters of the damn planets.
You guys just don't know the names of the planets by
Why
heart?
don't you just
I know
stop?
most of them, but I don't know the hottest one clearly.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the hottest one in the whole universe is Venus?
That is correct.
Damn it!
Nicely done because of the clouds. Sabrina,
That's what I was going to say.
out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Venus?
Ooh, 4.
4.
Do people know this?
They didn't know what happened in Nashville International.
Yeah, so the
2.
You know,
2
put
for
those 2
C-Lane.
logos in there. I'm going to say 4.
And 4 for Sean. Question 2 with answers of 2 and 4. Which planet is hottest in our solar system?
I would say Mercury.
Venus?
Mercury.
Mars.
Mercury.
Is it Uranus?
Mercury.
Mars.
That would be 1.
Damn, a lot of people agreed with
somebody say
C-Lane.
Venus in there, but yeah.
It was in the background.
So, C-Lane with a guess of 2.
Somebody was yelling the right answer in the background.
That is correct.
And they still went with Uranus because it's funny. C-Lane with a guess of 2, picking up 1 point. And we move on to question 3. Over 20 are dead after tornadoes. Sabrina.
Kentucky?
That is incorrect.
Sean. Mississippi.
Mississippi's correct.
Damn it.
Over 20 are dead after tornadoes.
20 are dead, Sean.
Oh, I'm not that part.
Yeah.
Just me winning
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
After tornadoes ripped through Alabama and which other state? Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Mississippi? I think Mississippi got the worst of it.
4.
4.
3.
3 for C-Lane.
3.
And 3 for Sabrina. Question 3 with answers of 3 and 4.
Ding, 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 ding.
Someone's getting it. Over 20 are dead after tornadoes ripped through Alabama and which other state?
Mississippi.
Louisiana.
Mississippi.
Oklahoma.
Mississippi.
I have no idea. Texas?
Georgia?
Mississippi.
That's 4. That's a 3-pointer for Sean. And with guesses of 3, Sabrina and C-Lane each picking up 1 point.
We got a rough panel on our hands. right
Yeah.
here.
All over the place.
We got a tough one to get.
Phoenix?
A lot of headaches this morning, I'm sure. Question 4 is up next. That's the halfway point. After question 4, I will tell you who is leading on Fritz on the Street. Question 4. Who appears alongside Jim Carrey in the 1994 movie Dumb and
C-Lane.
Dumber? C-Lane.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels is correct. C-Lane, out of 8 answers, who knows they're Jeff Daniels?
6.
6.
5.
5 for Sabrina.
4.
And 4 for Sean.
Guy's getting lucky with 4s now. He's just going 4 crazy.
Do it. Well, I have no strategy over here.
Going 4 crazy. Question 4 with answers of 4, 5, and 6.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do they know their cinema? Who appears alongside Jim Carrey in the 1994 movie Dumb and Dumber?
Jeff Daniels? Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
I'm terrible. Jeff Daniels.
Matthew Broderick.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
That's 6. That's a
Damn it.
3-pointer for C-Lane, and Sabrina with a guess of 5, picking up 1 point. That means after 4, in first place with 5 points, we have Christopher Lane / LoJack. And tied for second and third place with 4 points each, Sabrina Ambra / Kevin and Sean / Catfart. We have 4 remaining. Question 5. Last week, a U.S. military base was attacked by a drone thought to be launched from which country?
Sabrina.
Sabrina?
Russia.
Russia's incorrect.
Sean.
Sean?
Europe.
Belarus?
That is
No.
incorrect.
C-Lane.
C-Lane.
What's happening?
Japan.
That would be Syria.
Syria?
Yeah, they killed like a contractor.
Really?
It was a whole thing. And then it was buried, I guess.
If the
C-Lane.
panel gets 8 out of 8 on this one, I'm leaving the studio.
Goodbye.
I'm
See you
going.
later.
See,
It's the Fritz show from the rest of the day.
C-Lane, you got 4 right. We will start with you. Out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Syria?
1.
1.
2.
2 for Sean.
0.
And goose eggs for Sabrina. Question 5 with answers of 0, 1, and 2.
Ding, 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 ding.
Someone's picking it up. Last week, a U.S. military base was attacked by a drone thought to be launched from which country?
North Korea.
Russia.
Russia.
China?
Japan?
Russia.
China?
Syria.
I will find you.
1. So C-Lane is picking up 2 points.
Christ.
Sean and Sabrina with your guess of 2 and 0, each picking up 1 point. 3 remaining. Let's talk jazz.
Yeah.
What legendary jazz trumpeter was nicknamed Satchmo?
Sabrina.
C-Lane.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong is correct. C-Lane
You
out of
thought
8.
I got picked first time.
I
Go
wasn't
back
sure.
to the tape.
C-Lane out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Louis Armstrong?
5.
5.
3.
3 for Sean.
I'll go with 6.
And 6
All right.
for Sabrina. Nice. Question 6 with answers of 3, 5, and 6.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who knows their Satchmo? What legendary jazz trumpeter was nicknamed Satchmo?
Was it Louis Armstrong?
Pass.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong?
So I'm sorry, I have no clue.
Come on.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong?
Oh!
That's 6. Sabrina's picking up 2 points. C-Lane with a guess of 5, picking up 1 point. 2 questions remaining. Question 7. Which country defeated the United States last week? Sabrina?
Mexico.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Sean.
Japan. Japan is correct.
It's the other soccer game.
In the World Baseball Classic, Sean, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Japan?
5.
5.
4.
4 for C-Lane.
I will go with, you said baseball. And the question, 7.
7 for Sabrina. Question 7 with answers of 4, 5, and 7. Which country
Damn it.
defeated the United States last week in the World Baseball Classic?
Japan.
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 Oh, Japan.
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 Japan?
That's 8.
Are you kidding me?
Sabrina, with your guess of 7, picking up 1 point.
Oh, wow.
We were watching it after trivia last week because it was a really good game.
okay.
And I look back and everybody at the bar was watching this baseball game. I'm like, God, those days are way in the past.
I know, it's crazy how many people liked watching that whole
was
thing.
exciting, yeah.
Around the world even. Just tons of people.
So 1 point for Sabrina. We have 1 question remaining, but before we do, let's see. In first place with 9 points, Christopher Lane / LoJack.
Yeah.
In second place with 8 points, Sabrina Ambra / Kevin. And in third place with 6 points, Sean Watson / Cat Fart.
Sorry, Cat Fart.
We move to question 8. What is the capital of Kansas? Sabrina.
One of my favorite capitals.
You say that about all the capitals.
Yeah, and then every week I change my favorite capital, and Kansas's capital, one of the top 5 for sure, and that would be... Oh, I'm wrong. Kansas City.
That is incorrect.
I knew it. You guys were thinking
Kansas
Kansas City
is a tough
too.
one.
Sean. The capital of Kansas
Aha!
Complete sentences.
is... I can't even think of any other cities in Kansas.
There's no place like home.
Tupelo. No, that's a different state. Tupelo's in a different state.
Okay,
All right, that's
that
it. That's okay. Show me Tupelo.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
C-Lane.
Topeka?
Topeka is
Oh my
correct.
God, I forgot about Topeka.
Also, that definitely came in the chat.
I wouldn't know because I haven't seen it.
Wow.
I don't see it up.
Shots fired.
Allegations flying through the air.
C-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you
I thought
think
you were
said-
going to get it when you said Tupelo, and I was like, he's going to... Oh, damn it.
You were so close.
Look, I didn't even hit my brain. Didn't even strike me as a city that existed out there.
C-Lane, out of 8 answers, how many do you think said Topeka?
2.
2?
Topeka.
7.
7
Wow.
for Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
They're all from Kansas.
I will go with 4.
And 4 for Sabrina. Question 8 with answers of 2, 4, and 7.
Come on, 7.
What is the capital of Kansas?
Kansas City?
Wichita.
Topeka.
Topeka.
It's Wichita.
Sorry. I don't know.
Topeka.
Kansas City.
Oh,
That would be 3.
not 7.
So C-Lane and Sabrina with your guesses of 2 and 4, each picking up 1 point. That means we have winning on the day with 11 points, Christopher Lane / LoJack. Congratulations, LoJack. In second place with 9 points, Sabrina Ambra / Kevin. And in third place with 6 points, Sean Watson / Cat Fart. That means
Big Doug Millionaire was right.
in first place and still
It was
leading
inevitable.
on Fritz on the Street with 126 points, Christopher Lane. In second place with 105 points, Sabrina Ambra. And in third place with 97 points, Sean Watson. And that is Fritz on the Street.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks, Fritzy.
I'm not even at 100. Oh, that's sad. Well, guess what? Good news for LoJack or Jack the Dispatcher. Email me, please, tips@thenewsjunkie.com with your name and address. We'll get you set up with that very rare Fritz on the Street 8-bit magnet. Not many people have these, but you'll have one. All you have to do is email me, and we'll get you all set up with that. Fritz, you going to hang out with us for a while?
Heck yeah, man.
All right, folks, here's one thing I want to tell you. Please take a moment of your time right now and follow Fritz on Instagram. It's no_regrets_coyote. You can find out when Fritz is going to be doing his trivia nights, which are not only super fun, he has like this whole presentation, and the way he does it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a personalized TV show.
It's cool looking, and it's like a super fun thing to do during the week. But a lot of you have missed out on this, and there's a chance that you could participate in Fritz on the Street. So if that's interesting to you, which I know a lot of you it is, make sure that you're following over on Instagram, no_regrets_coyotes, _coyote singular, rather, just coyote, and follow Fritz. And there's much more going on in his world, the world of music. I know you got a solo album that you're working on.
Yeah, I got 9 songs done.
That's exciting, man. And you've been working with a lot of other people. Fritz is always cooking up something.
No, it's a solo album.
He's been working with other people separately.
Oh, okay.
I know that because I saw. Were you like mastering music for somebody or producing music for
I
somebody?
was producing. American Party Machine has a 3-song EP that they're working on.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw like Fritz looked like the man in the lab. You know?
Oh, he was.
like making everything happen.
There was this really cool moment where I suggested the background singer hit a certain note, and it changed the entire feel of the song, and everyone just was like, "Oh, I got goosebumps!" And it was like, that's the greatest feeling in the world.
Well, you could follow him no_regrets_coyote. There it is in YouTube chat. Click that, hit follow. There you go. Okay, when we come back, we still got a lot of stuff to get to on this lovely Wednesday, including a press conference that was hijacked by somebody right in the middle of it, updates on the whole Nashville school situation, and no big deal, but, you know, the sun is exploding right now. They might want to talk about this. It's something that we should go over. What's happening? Should you be afraid? Is the end of the world near? We'll find out next. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Silly and stupid, but full of integrity. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Oh, you heard it there.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident blocking the left lane on State Road 50 heading eastbound at McGuire Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 heading eastbound at Michigan Street. You can expect your regular congestion on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles. Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for college basketball. Get the latest odds, news, and info for everything for the big tournament this year. BetOnline.net is your basketball headquarters this season. Head to the website today and get in on all the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
They say the best bourbons are those with a tradition of quality, the ones that carry a rich history and the potential for a bolder future. At Wild Turkey, we've made our bold, pre-prohibition style bourbon for over 100 years without once compromising our quality or our spirit. In other words, we stuck to our roots without getting stuck in our ways. And we can't think of a better tradition than that. Wild Turkey Bourbon. Trust your spirit. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Join us this Wednesday for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I'm still mad at timeshare companies. For over a decade, I've been fighting to clean up the timeshare industry by getting folks out of bad timeshares. But after all those battles, I'm still asked, how do they sell timeshares for $25,000 when they're available online for only $1? Here's how they do it. They lie. They tell you timeshare's a great investment. You can go anywhere, anytime, or your maintenance fees will never go up. Everything they do to get you to sign is part of a well-planned trap. If you've ever been held hostage at a timeshare presentation and bought, Wesley Financial Group is here to help. To date, we've canceled timeshares for over 16,000 families. I guarantee you this. If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
March New Car Madness is at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Our inventory is insanely full of brand new Nissans like Altima, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Buy today and skip your payments for 6 months. But the madness ends soon. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando today.
With approved credit, interest accrues from time of delivery.
Orlando is lurking, ready to protect what's theirs. Because in this wild, it's survival of the fittest. Welcome to their jungle. This is your team. Experience more football. Experience XFL. Your Orlando Guardians take on the DC Defenders at Camping World Stadium Saturday, April 1st at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is. You know the spiel, so why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim, but Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies, and it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-628-8080. 800-628-8080. That's 800-628-8080.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too.
Dave & Buster's.
And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality.
Dave & Buster's.
And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
Don't miss the gun show this weekend at the Apopka Community Center on Central Avenue. Buy, sell, trade. Saturday, Sunday, doors open at 9, as well as concealed carry classes daily. Admission is $10. Kids 14 and under are free. Check us out on Facebook or the web at usagunshowsofflorida.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics. It's the News Junkie.
I got my bags packed and I'm ready to go. Tell me one damn thing I ain't already know. Got my bags packed and I'm ready to run.
We'll get to your dispatches from the News Junkie app in just a moment. Plus, the sun. What's going on with the sun, for God's sake? NASA is telling us, and I'll tell you what's going on with that momentarily as well. First, I just want to take just a quick moment here. It's a brief moment in time to apologize. As some of you may have heard, and some were made aware of afterwards, I left my microphone on.
Oh, no.
And just Burp City. Burp City.
I looked at it, I see Austin has texted me, and he goes, your mic's on. I just heard you burp. And I go, oh, my God. I just burped right into my microphone, and I apologize for that. You could hear nothing. You just hear a little background noise, and you just hear me go bruh, right into the microphone during a commercial, no less. My greatest apologies to all of you. I try not to do that.
I know you guys really wanted to know how the traffic was, and it was just.
I don't know. What was funny was when when the microphone went back on, I was like, "What did I say? We didn't say much. I just found out that I had burped on the microphone, and that was that." So sorry about that, everybody. Let's listen to this first. NASA and their Solar Dynamics Observatory. These are the folks who keep an eye on the sun. They captured a solar tornado. Some of this stuff is so hard to believe, Fritz.
Didn't they just capture one? It
They
was
did.
The pole.
You ever watch the video of that where they have a camera zoomed in on the sun and you can see the plasma things just bending off of it?
And you realize it's all made out of lava?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing ever because in your head when you're a kid, first the sun is a yellow ball, right? It's just a ball in the sky.
There's a smiley face on it.
And you never really think about it like just this thing that is oozing everywhere.
Yeah.
Until you look at it closely.
It's just made of oozing hot lava that you can't even get near, or you would just incinerate immediately.
Right.
And,
from millions of miles away.
You can't even stare into it
But
from
somehow,
where you are.
The second planet is the hottest one. Riddle me that, Fritz. Riddle me that.
Seriously, why is that? Because of the clouds?
I guess it's even hotter or something.
I mean, Venus is, you don't want to go there either because it's just covered in acid rain.
Why are they losing their minds? I imagine that this is something that happens all the time on the surface
It
of the
does.
sun.
It does. But this one is particularly crazy because this solar tornado they captured is as tall as 14 Earths.
Jeez.
14 Earths tall, this thing that is flared off into space.
And it destroyed a lot of sun huts.
Probably.
You have time to dump that.
Nope. Now it's out there permanently.
He's so
just
proud of himself.
floating around out there.
14 Sean burps.
The sun has developed a massive hole 20
time to dump that,
times
too.
larger than the Earth, marking the second such occurrence in a week. Whoever pointed that out.
Yeah.
They said the
Wasn't me in Sea Lane.
coronal hole is unleashing solar winds. My God,
Whose hole?
All of this is so crazy to think about. So the thing that flies off the sun, this big old plasma flare that went out into space, was 14 Earths tall, and the coronal hole is unleashing solar winds of 2.9 million kilometers an hour towards Earth.
Yeah, that thing was zipping.
So is it about to get really hot?
I guess so, because it says it is going to hit our planet on Friday. So the Earth's
A piece of the sun?
The sun spit out this thing, right? This giant
Maybe
thing.
we shouldn't know everything.
The size of 14 Earths. It's headed to Earth, and the solar winds are going 209 million kilometers
The
an
sun
hour.
opened up its corona hole nice and wide.
Yeah.
And spit out a piece.
Goatsy style.
And it's just lobbed at us.
Scientists are carefully monitoring the situation to
thank
assess if the winds will impact our planet's magnetic field
Even
and
if
satellites.
they're looking at it, there's nothing we could do.
No, we don't have like a sun shield or anything. We're just screwed if it comes
Tax
out.
dollars?
Yeah, should we start smoking crystal meth now?
Isn't it weird how
I got one of those things that you put up, in your windshield.
Yeah? Emergency?
Yeah.
That ain't going to do nothing for you, bud.
I mean, it will.
That ain't going to do it. You're going to need more than that. Isn't it weird how whenever we, in movies and stuff, whenever we talk about end times, it's always like an asteroid that's going to hit Earth. That's one that comes up a lot in these stories. It doesn't usually come up in these movies and books and TV shows where we talk about the end of the world.
The sun is just going to eat us?
Yeah, the sun is dangerous
Because
as
I
hell.
think it's too depressing. There's no avoiding it.
Yeah, what are we
At
going to
least
do?
with the, asteroid, that there is going to be some people on the
Mhm.
opposite side of the Earth that the asteroid hit.
Or
that could, go into the post-apocalyptic world.
to a point we've discussed on the show before, because we covered this when it happened, if there's an asteroid headed to Earth, we now know we have the technology to launch something at the asteroid and maybe divert the course of the asteroid.
I'm sorry, are you basing off the Netflix movie with Leonardo
No,
DiCaprio?
we talked about this when
DART,
they did it.
the
Remember?
double
yeah,
asteroid relocation, whatever.
Yeah, the DART program. And they landed this thing on an asteroid and then they blew it up or they crashed it into the asteroid. And so they said we were able to move the course of this asteroid. So we at least have some shot there. But with the sun, we got nothing.
Yeah, nothing
We
at all.
can't do
It'll
anything.
be so depressing and so scary and sad Because I think that they've done studies like this. Like, if the sun were to go out, they give you the timeline of how everything's going to die off.
Man, it
And
ain't
be
going to take
terrible.
long. What the thing that will drive people the craziest is what will happen immediately if there's a giant solar flare like this, or if this one affects us this weekend when it hits, is all of the internet stuff is going to go down.
Communications.
Mobile communications, your cell phone will be useless. It won't be able to work. And radio stations even are affected by this stuff. All of that would go out. Television stations.
Convenience of Friday.
So you'd be sitting there and you'd know that you just lost your cell phone access. You know that the radio station just dropped out, and you'd probably not know much more than that.
So, as far as the flare goes, like, it'll all come back after the flare is done and over with, or is there a possibility that the world is ending this weekend?
No, I think that this happens a little more frequently than we'd ever want to know about. But they said coronal holes are magnetically open areas that are one source of high-speed solar wind. And the Solar Dynamics Observatory at NASA captured both the holes on the sun, with the first appearing on March 23rd. And they said they're ranked from G1 to G5. G1 is the least powerful. The first hole was a G3. We got a G3 heading towards us right now. This could be very, very bad, or nothing happens at all. So just know if something happens with your phone or your radio, your technology on
Download
Friday.
the podcast.
Yeah, that's why that ended up happening. All right, we're going to go to some dispatches in a moment. I thought it was interesting that several people, since we talked about it on the show, have stepped up to defend that local TV anchor that got fired after the faux shizzle my nizzle line that she dropped during the report. So a couple of mainstream figures like Charlemagne the God, he's on the Breakfast Club radio show, and even Whoopi Goldberg on The View have stood up and said that this is not something that she should have been fired for, which is kind of surprising that you see this.
I am not as surprised about Whoopi Goldberg because she's been through a situation like this before.
Wasn't that her husband at the time?
No, she said some Holocaust things,
Yeah.
and they suspended her for like a week from The View.
Her husband years ago, I mean, a long, long time ago, was like an award ceremony or like a fancy dinner.
Ted
and he
Danson or somebody else?
Yes, and
Oh,
Ted
Ted
Danson
Danson?
went, didn't he go full blackface?
Ted Danson did have a blackface moment. I don't know the details around that, other than there was something there that happened historic. I think maybe there's a photo of it, or
I just assumed that Whoopi gave him clearance.
she might have the ability.
You gotta pass.
Yeah, they're defending him, and Whoopi. And Celine's point is right. Whoopi Goldberg is like, hey, I don't like the idea that everything I say, people will start to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and be like, you should be fired, because it's happened to her before. So she's
And
like,
that's the thing. She got suspended. And what did she say? She said that the Holocaust was not about racism, or something,
which is
not
a
about
really
race.
difficult argument, because the Jews view themselves as a race, some of them, and some of them don't. It's a really complicated, whether it's an ethnicity or a race. What is race is
Or
a
a
big
religion.
question. Yeah. There's so many big questions packed in there. I don't even think she should have got much heat for that, but there it is. And maybe she, as a result of that, was like, I don't want people going after everybody else. Sometimes you say something and then you go, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Okay, cool. Learn, move on.
Could be a teaching moment.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not everything needs to be a firing.
In the
moment.
case of the anchor that said for shizzle my nizzle, the teaching moment was more, you sound really old and corny, but then also like at the tag onto the end. Also, by the way, that last word there is sort of based on the N-word. So
And somebody could have said
maybe
that.
we should just blanket, stop saying that.
They had some other line from her too that she had said previously that I guess she got some heat for.
This woman.
It wasn't that bad either. I forgot what it was. Like your grandmammy, she said. Like she was talking to somebody, and she's like, "You might not know about that, but your grandmammy will." And the woman she was talking to, I guess, was black, and so they thought that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's had some stuff, I guess, but this woman is now getting at least some people coming to her defense as a result of all this coverage.
Do you ever get the feeling that like some people can't talk for hours and hours and hours every day?
Yeah.
They have to say something stupid.
Well, man, when it comes to news, like they just give you a parentheses that says banter, and you can avoid any sort of national headlines by not going that route at all.
Well,
just banter.
Look, I think we all know somebody, right?
Good God.
We all,
Exactly.
We all have that friend. You all know somebody where you go, if you let them talk long enough, they're going to say some strange things, some uncomfortable things. They just go
I'm right here.
off into the woods, and then you go, oh.
You let them talk and drink at the same time.
Yeah, and then
for long
you're like,
enough.
uh-oh, at some point. And it's not like the person has bad intentions or anything. It's just sometimes you say this stuff. I just think everybody's so soft on this. That's the thing I'm so put off by. Like, we don't need to be soft. If you hear somebody say something that you think legitimately is offensive, when they say it, be like, hey, let me tell you something. This is why you're a dick for saying that. And lay out your case, and they'll be like, oh, okay. I didn't think about it that way. I won't do that moving forward. Oh, my God, everybody just learned something. You got an upgrade in your human software. We can move on. And that's not the way it seems to go, more often than not, at least. Let's see what we got going on over here.
No.
Here is
shizzle.
Bruise Traveler with a dispatch.
Hey guys,
Hey.
as far as Fritz on the street, remember, I have alcohol.
Too late,
As
bud.
far as the seating situation, Sean, I think you did the right thing. I wouldn't give up my spot either. As a matter of fact, I probably would have been a passive-aggressive, I'm just going to go with jerk. And basically just started kind of slowly getting more stuff. If they didn't serve food, but they had bar snacks, I'd order some of those.
Oh, you're taking longer?
Have a couple waters, get another beer.
No, I would never do that. That I don't want to do.
There was somebody on Monday that, as you were telling the story for the first time, said, I am so passive-aggressive that I would have stayed there and drank all night. I would not have left after one drink. I would have stayed there and see where this goes.
It was really uncomfortable, and one of the reasons why I would have never done anything like that, beyond the fact that these guys are all much bigger than me and big SWAT dudes who could take me in a fight if they wanted to, and they know it. That's part of the intimidation factor that they're going for. But I didn't want Courtney to be in that uncomfortable mess the whole time, too, because it sucked for her, and she's not the person who was even talking to any of these guys. If you missed it, I played the security footage earlier, and there you go. Hayes Perception on Discord said, is Sean now the white male Rosa Parks? No, sir. Not even in the same universe, sir. Let's go over to Forgot Password.
Seriously?
Oh,
Good
you
one,
got
Sabrina.
him. You got him at there.
Thank you.
Forgot Password, thank you for your dispatches. Here's Sweaty Armpit Guy.
Hey there, green shirt. This
Hey.
is Sweaty Armpit Officer 666, and I wanted to just
I don't
chime
think
in
this
on
is
my
him.
side of the story. I was a little bit roid raged out that day.
Oh,
Hadn't
no.
had any of my steroid shots for a while.
I get it, sir.
Wouldn't that do the opposite? Anyway, we don't need to dive into that.
No, we don't need to analyze whatever that was. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will do jury duty. I'll finally get to that press conference that was hijacked, and it was somebody who at one of the Nashville school shooting press conferences jumped up to the microphone when it was open for a second.
That was like right after it happened.
Yeah. And they said, look, I got something to say. And everybody with the cameras rolling, they were like, all right, here's a moment. It's happening right now. You'll hear that moment. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Magic's postseason hopes took another hit last night when Memphis snapped their 3-game win streak. Orlando's 4.5 games out of a play-in berth. Rays shortstop Wander Franco doubled down on the team's hopes that he'll be ready for tomorrow's opener, saying his sore right quad feels much better. And we now know some members of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame's class of 23, with sources saying Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, and Becky Hammond are in. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dinovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dinovite. When I get out the Dinovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dinovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
On the podcast Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman, the Stanford neuroscientist explores how brain science intersects with our lives, passions, and behaviors. This deep dive into the unexpected facets of our brain science will help you see the world differently.
I'm going to explore the relationship between our brains and our experiences by tackling unusual questions.
Listen to Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
You're a dreamer. You see the possibilities of chocolate and caramel flavors swirling together with cold brew, topped with a velvety chocolate cold foam and cocoa caramel crumbles. And that imagination can only be rewarded with Dunkin's new caramel chocolate cold brew. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep, switch to Jackson Hewitt. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app.
And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos.
We are an iHeartRadio station. They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the News Junkie.
Nobody got one low when you roll with us. You put in that smoke, then you blow it up.
Jury duty in just a moment. I don't understand why this would be a thing. Let me see if I can show you this. For some reason, and I mean no judgment by this, C-Lane, at all, but when I see this, I go, I could see C-Lane wanting to try that. I don't know why that's the way it strikes me, but it does.
Is it sexual in nature?
No, it's food related.
Oh.
And when I saw this, I was like, why?
What? You're a sexual being.
You like delicious food.
Oh.
You like delicious food, do you
Yeah,
not?
I do.
You also like breakfast. I see you eat breakfast all the time.
I do.
And this could be right up your alley for all we know. They said they're talking about on CNN of all places.
Thank you for not mentioning that I eat food.
The fact that this was out there, I don't think you would eat this. I don't. Maybe I'll be surprised.
How dare you?
Tell me if you will. They said the Cup of Noodles company that has like these ramen microwavable things.
Yeah, good times.
Has for some reason decided to launch this new thing, and it says aptly titled Cup of Noodles Breakfast. It takes 4 minutes to cook, and it has all the ingredients of a breakfast inside a cup of noodles. And they said it's a classic diner breakfast in a cup. And when I looked at this, I was like,
you would definitely try that.
there's no way that can be good. Would you try it, though?
Wait, so I'm a little confused.
It tastes like pancakes?
It's
sausage
ramen
and
noodles.
egg.
Yeah, it's ramen noodles in sauce. So
It's
it's
got
a cup of noodles, right? And it says artificially flavored as maple syrup pancakes, sausage, and egg. So there's some science going on there.
So there's no actual pancakes, sausage, or egg in it. It's just ramen noodles with the flavoring of breakfast.
Well, it does say in the CNN article contains visible ingredients of sausage and eggs. So at least that much is in there.
Dehydrated.
Try it.
Seems gross, doesn't it?
Disgusting.
You don't think that sounds gross?
I think
couldn't
it sounds,
do that.
I think it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Dehydrated eggs?
Yeah, that's what it would have to be in there. And then the like little sausage bits that you bring back to life with
Have you
hot
ever
water.
had the liquid eggs? We
Yeah.
used to have that a lot camping.
I don't mind
where I
that.
learned how to build fires.
Wait.
We'll see about
It
that.
comes in a milk carton.
Yeah, but those are not that bad.
Yeah, but it's like not natural.
It's not as good, but they're not as bad. I think
Yeah.
as something like this.
Sure, if you're in the zombie apocalypse, same with that
Like I think
cup
if you
of
had,
ramen.
I would rather do the. We used to buy those liquid eggs all the time.
Doesn't McDonald's use the liquid eggs?
I think
I always hear that they actually crack them.
Seriously?
for the egg McMuffin,
Yeah.
they crack eggs. That's the round egg in the mold. The other ones, I think they use like powdered or liquid eggs.
Oh God, powdered egg seems bad to me. But this whole thing seems like a disaster. I would not want this. But
Now, mind you, I would try one bite.
yeah, just to give it a shot, like for an experiment or experiment. I don't want to get in trouble for that one again. This from
Hey,
Decon
that's your opinion, man.
on YouTube. Decon says that looks surprisingly disgusting. I think people will go for it. You know what they don't show us in this promo photo?
What?
The nutritional information on the other side of the
A
can.
lot of trans fats.
I'm guessing like sodium through the
for sure.
roof.
60% of your daily.
Some of the other stuff in this probably not so good for
Like I
you.
would say, limited edition, like
For food.
I mean, when's the last time they came out with a new flavor cup of noodles?
I don't know.
1920?
They don't need to. It's perfect.
Exactly.
I
Like,
don't-
why are we doing this now?
I don't think I've ever tried cup of noodles, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually had one. I have had tons of ramen, obviously.
They've got
but-
them at the station in Maitland.
And you just put it in the microwave,
Yeah,
right?
like a minute,
I'm
20,
not trying this
minute
one.
30.
I can't do it. All right, let's get into it. Here we go, friends. It's time. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Call him. Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. Poopy Cats on Twitch says, now Sean is looking at nutrition labels. Yeah, I have to now. Before, I would glance at a calorie or something.
Yeah, it's like you can't win, huh?
Now I have to look, and I'm like, what kind of stuff is in here that can make it so my blood
They don't
is gonna
separate it, though,
be
with the
worse?
cup of noodles, right? Like, if you just grabbed the noodles,
Mhm.
didn't use any of the things that come inside of it, and just boiled the noodles and added your
Mhm.
own, is it still
Right.
just as bad for you?
I don't think it's as bad. If you look at a package of ramen, it tells you what it would be if you just cook the noodles.
Oh,
and
I've
then
never seen that.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it tells you what it would be if you use the container of spices and stuff that you put in your ramen.
That's like the 60% sodium that I was talking about.
So that's a way for them to get on there that it's not that bad for sodium. And it's like, if you put the whole packet in, here's how much it is. So you can put in like half the packet and do the math and try to make it so it's not quite as sodium heavy for you.
If I'm eating ramen noodles, I'm not trying to math the packet.
No.
At 3 o'clock in the morning when you're blacked out drunk? No, thank you. No math for me.
It's so good at that time, too. There's no better time.
In the situation she's describing, I'm lucky if I actually put water in and actually cook these noodles.
Jesus.
You might just be
What do you
eating a
mean?
brick.
It's just a black carbon.
No, I just punch the package a few times
And just toss the
break
nuts.
it up, and then it's like a nice crunchy snack.
All right. Well, Jury Duty is brought to you by Mo DeWitt. 866-CALL-MO. You're an animal sometimes. Just tossing down the
His
dry...
triglides are on point.
I guess it's less bad. Wait, do you
Have
still
you
put
tried
the packet
punching
in
your
there?
food before you ate it, Sean?
I haven't. No, I should maybe.
Yes, I still would sprinkle the packet over so there's some flavor.
Like popcorn. You're putting your like,
Yeah.
okay. I see.
That's what
I'm not an
finesses
animal.
it.
To each their own, man. So 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. There has been a lot of news about this situation in Nashville. You know what's crazy is I couldn't believe this headline when I first saw it. They said that there was somebody who was helping kids out of the school and rescuing them, and it was actress Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, wow.
Sabrina?
She, yes, was there, and she was rescuing kids out of the school because I believe
There were
her
kids?
kids go to the school next door.
Wow.
And she just happened to be there. It says actress Melissa Joan Hart, known for Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and there's Clarissa Explains It All. That was the first one, right? That was before Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yep.
Those were big back in the
And
day.
then
That was when she was living here in Orlando.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, because they were probably filming over at the. Okay.
And what movie is she known for?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a classic.
Babysitter's Club?
No.
Traveling Pants?
No.
Geez, you try to guess something around
No,
here. Fritz.
Drive Me Crazy.
Yes, that is
Oh.
correct. Drive Me Crazy. With
Very
the guy from
famous
Entourage.
in what, the 90s, you would say?
Yeah.
A very famous 90s
2000s.
actress into the 2000s. And actress Melissa Joan Hart says she was near Nashville's Covenant School soon after Monday's deadly shooting of 6 people, including 3 children, and she helped some students get away from the scene. My kids go to school right next to a school where there was a shooting today, she said in an Instagram video. She said she wanted to release the video a day later because it was too raw to post the day of the shooting. We helped a class of kindergartners across a busy highway that were climbing out of the woods.
Could you imagine, man?
And we're trying to escape the shooter situation at their school. We helped all these tiny little kids cross the road and get their teachers over there, and we helped a mom reunite with her children. So there you see her out there. Melissa Joan Hart, the actress, is like involved in this and rescuing these little kids. And I mean, there's a bunch of it that's sad. I had dual feelings. I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but I had dual feelings about the photo that's going around where it's the school bus that was leaving the scene and the little kids.
Girl at the in the window.
Yeah, there's a little girl like staring out the window of the school bus and she's crying. And on one hand, it's a great photo. Like, it's a brilliant photo to showcase
It's very telling.
Yeah.
the school, the kids, how little they are, how it's affecting these kids. The artistry in the photo is beautiful, but it's also like, hey, you're in that moment with the power that you're getting from it. It's also a little kid who's going through a crisis that you're taking a picture of. So I thought it was a pretty beautiful photo, but I could see both sides of that one. So Melissa Joan Hart doing something good, trying to help out after that. I watched the video.
Poopy Cats pointed out she was in Can't Hardly Wait 2, which is a classic.
Can't Hardly Wait 2 or Can't Hardly Wait also?
As well.
Also.
Is there a second Can't Hardly
There
Wait,
is
just for the
not.
record? All right.
I hope
wanted to
not.
put
Really
that
can't
down.
I'm
hardly
going to
wait.
rent it from Blockbuster tonight.
A Nashville school shooting put spotlight on security practices at private schools, the Associated Press said. And I watched the surveillance footage of the cops going in to take out this shooter, this transgender man, this biological woman identified as a transgender man who shot up this elementary school. It was pretty stunning. The footage of the cops going hall to hall, I got to tell you,
Everywhere, man.
it was the opposite of everything we saw at Uvalde. It was the opposite. These cops ran in full speed, and they were like lining up, and they were doing all of the different stuff that they needed to strategically do. And then they popped up on the shooter in this corner of the building, and a couple of shots fired. It's over. Just like that. They were the opposite. They were the anti-Uvalde cops. And these cops seem to do an excellent job. And we've had so many situations where you see the reaction from police officers or SWAT teams, for that matter, and you see how good or bad of a job they do. This, to me, seemed like it was done perfectly by these officers involved. It's violent to watch, though. I mean, it's a lot to take in. And then I had this activist that hijacked the press conference, but we do have to take a break. I've been teasing that for far too long. I apologize for that.
Next, segment
I will
for
play.
sure.
I'll play it right when we come back because I want to see what this lady said when she jumped up to the microphones at a news conference when she just showed up there. She wasn't even supposed to be speaking. I will play that next. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Displaying a level of apathy that can only be achieved through years of studying. Okay, I guess you don't want to be petted. Cats. Real Radio 104.1.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 50 heading eastbound at McGuire Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 eastbound at Michigan Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Kirkman Road heading northbound at Old Winter Garden Road. The left turn lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber, HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynavite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynavite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynavite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynavite. When I get out the Dynavite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynavite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. I recommend Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Spring is here, and there's never been a better time to find your perfect motorcycle. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Our showroom is loaded with bikes to fit every experience level. Visit OrlandoHarley-Davidson.com to schedule your test drive and check out a full list of motorcycle inventory plus a huge list of spring events. That's OrlandoHarley.com. Orlando Harley-Davidson, located next to I-4, across from the mall at Millennia.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too. Dave & Buster's. And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's. And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
Don't miss the gun show this weekend at the Apopka Community Center on Central Avenue. Buy, sell, trade. Saturday, Sunday, doors open at 9, as well as concealed carry classes daily. Admission is $10. Kids 14 and under are free. Check us out on Facebook or the web at usagunshowsofflorida.com.
Shop hot deals at Academy Sports and Outdoors online-only sale. Get up to 50% off great brands at the best prices. And if you find a better price, we'll beat it by 5%. Guaranteed. Visit academy.com. Deals end March 29th. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See academy.com/disclaimers for details.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. 3 best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is the News Junkie.
Oh, that was dumb. Gonna get to this activist going up to the press conference for the Nashville shooting in a moment, but speaking of that Nashville shooting, just to set the stage before I tell you this is one of those warnings like, hey, think before you tweet sometimes. And there was somebody who is the press secretary for Hobbs of Arizona. Governor Katie Hobbs of Arizona, her press secretary, after the school shooting in Nashville, posted a comment on Twitter, and it said, "Us when we see transphobes," and it's a scene from something, I don't even know what, and it's a person with 2 guns out, and they said that they're attaching this to the fact that the person was known at the time who shot up the school to be transgender.
Seriously?
And she's now resigned as a result of this whole thing.
I don't even... is she transgender?
Who, the person who put this out there?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think the press secretary is not. Let me see if their Twitter is privated. Tweets protected. You know how that goes. Once there's an avalanche like this, they lock down those accounts, and that one's locked down. So the governor has, I guess, accepted the resignation for this person. And no matter what, if you don't even attach it to the Nashville school, you're talking about through a photo or not through a photo, advocating for violence. You've got a person with guns here, and it says "us when we see transphobes." So.
And especially at a time when the violence was committed against children.
Yeah, not a great idea timing-wise, or just in general. How about we stop doing this whole thing about killing people we disagree with? That's not cool. How about we stop with that? That would be a nice thing for everybody to stop. But none of you will, because you're all crazy and lunatics and potato brains.
And cowards.
Some of you, at least. Here's this press conference I've been talking about forever. I want to hear this woman who stepped up to the microphone at this press conference for the shooting at the school in Nashville,
No,
Tennessee.
we got a couple more things to do before we.
No, I'm
get to
doing
this.
it now. I'm going to get it in here. I guess the microphone was just left open, and somebody said, "Opportunity knocks," and I'm walking right up to that thing and give it my shot here. They said an unidentified female shooter killed 3 children and 3 adults at this school, blah, blah, blah. Then this activist steps up to the mic. Here she is right here.
Aren't you guys tired of covering this? Aren't you guys tired of being here and having to cover all of these mass shootings? I'm from Highland Park.
Oh, that's all they're going to give it?
Oh, that's lame.
Family vacation.
Okay, they went back.
With my son, visiting my sister-in-law. I have been lobbying in D.C. since we survived a mass shooting in July.
You know what? They went from that moment where they're like, up, this is not scripted. We're not supposed to happen on live TV. Don't do this. To, I think somebody in the newsroom was like, no, stay with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get fired.
Yeah, let's see what she says.
Let's see what
And
happens.
she has some great points.
Let's see. And she is somebody who has been going across the country, I guess, like talking about these school shootings and
I've
stuff.
met with over 130 lawmakers. How is this still happening? How are our children still dying, and why are we failing them? Gun violence is the #1 killer of children and teens. It has overtaken cars. Assault weapons are contributing to the border crisis and fentanyl. We are arming cartels with our guns and our goose.
She's ready to go.
And these shootings and these mass shootings will continue to happen until our lawmakers step up and pass gun safety legislation. I'm pretty sure this was an unsecured weapon that this teenager got a hold of.
Unsecured microphone too.
She's totally wrong. It might have been early when she said this, but it wasn't an unsecured weapon.
So this was this one of those like podiums where a bunch of news organizations have clipped all their microphones
Yep.
to?
Yeah.
And she just went up and let her rip?
She says, "Here goes nothing." Not that I disagree with her, because I don't. I think everything she's saying is right. I just always wonder, what's the prescription? What do you want to do? I heard her say gun safety. I think we should have more sensible gun safety laws. What those are is a little more complicated to answer. This wasn't a gun that was unsecured. This was a 28-year-old, and they had purchased, I think they said 7 guns that we mentioned yesterday. They found 3 on the person, and then there was some left back at the house. The parents, because this person lived with their parents still, the parents had no idea that there were any guns in the room. The guns were being hid in the room by the shooter. And the parents said, if we would have known that there were any weapons in that room, we would have gone in there and got them. And so it looks like there was a very contentious relationship between this transgender school shooter and their parents, because the parents were like not down with any of this transgender stuff. When this person said like, hey, this is who I am, the parents are, I guess, pretty religious, and they were not having it. They weren't playing part in this whole thing. And then they had one gun that they knew was in this person's room, and they removed it from the room because they knew there was some mental health things going on. And even though mom knows, even though there was somebody who was being was seen to the mental situation that this person was facing, what I mean is there was an expert involved. There's somebody who was trying to help this person out. They still were able to go in and get 7 weapons. And that's the breaking point right there, the tipping point. That's the spot that we could fix. I just haven't heard anybody ever go, here's how we stop school shootings, bam. Or even better, here's how we reduce the number of school shootings that we have in this country, because maybe stopping them isn't a possible thing just because of the nature of human beings. But if you could say, here's my prescription for making
Aside
it
from
so it
the
doesn't happen.
radical, people that are ban all guns.
Even if you did that, you still have so many guns out there.
Yeah.
Google this for me real quick. I always forget this number. I don't want to screw it up. How many guns are there in America? All right? Because if you today said ban all guns, if you said get rid of them like Australia did, they tried to buy back all the guns and get everybody's weapons, which did work for them actually. But they're a small country and they didn't have very many guns when they started this. How many total guns are there in America right now?
This is a big, long article that is
Too
not
long,
getting
didn't
me-
read.
It's not, it is not getting me to a number.
I'll find it. How many total guns in America? I've seen it before. It's just an absolutely massive number. I think it was well over 100 million.
It says 120.5 firearms per 100 residents.
Yeah, so that means there's more than one gun per American. That's how many guns we have. So if you said today, guns are dunzo, they're banned, we can't have them anymore.
U.S. gun owners possess 393.3 million weapons.
There you go.
So that's,
almost 400 million guns that are out there. So if you said that's what we're going to do, we're going to ban all guns, it's not going to stop it. Yeah, I'm talking about
all
things
of that
would,
iron and steel.
I'm talking about things that would actually stop it. And I know people who say this get laughed out of line a lot, but it's fair to point out that saying that there needs to be more security at these schools is a fair thing to say. This school, this elementary school, was chosen by this person, maybe for more reasons, but one specific reason was because it was less secure than other targets that they had in mind. And we've seen that happen time and time again. So things that would increase the security of these schools, I think, are always going to be better. And that doesn't mean just like hardening the doors or putting a little safe room in there. That means having an armed guard at some of these schools that could help out and could be somebody at least to go after a person who's shooting the place up. But I'm with it. I'm with her. I think she's right. She's right to be angry, and she's right to want to do something. We just need to take that and distill it into something really easy to understand so people could get behind it, because who wouldn't? Okay, let's do a couple of dispatches real quick. We've been slow on these today, and it's my fault. I apologize.
I'm sorry.
Let's go over to the Big Show. He's talking about the cup of noodles thing.
News junkies, what's going on? Your man Big Show here.
Hey!
So Fritzy. Do you know, fun fact, that on the cup of noodles, it specifically tells you, do not put it in the microwave. Don't ask me why.
Does it really?
But I just found that out a couple months ago.
That doesn't seem good.
But I still put it in the microwave. I mean, I have a 5-gallon jug. I put the hot water in,
Oh, do you just boil the water and put it in there?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
I felt like most people just tossed them in the microwave to make them like that.
I mean, it definitely does not taste as good.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even tried that to begin with.
Doesn't taste as good which way?
In the microwave, I don't think.
As opposed to just boiling the water and putting it in. A Big Doug Millionaire on Twitch says, if you outlaw guns, you will eventually get near 100% off the streets eventually. It won't happen immediately, but it'll happen. I don't know if there's anything that's ever been done close to this scale. Like I said, in Australia, when they had some gun bans that they put out there, they didn't have a lot of guns to collect.
Also, Americans don't do anything quickly.
No. And 400 million guns is just... I think that you're kind of in a fantasy land if you think that's going to be the solution to this. I don't know that is actually going to work. Let's see. Eddie says, the same way you do this the same way you ban guns. It's sarcasm around why trans has any importance on this incident keeps getting emphasized in these stories. I think he's talking about how people are mentioning that the shooter is transgender. Well, it may have a huge impact on the story, depending on what's in this manifesto. And it was suggested by the police officer who did a press conference already that was one of the issues in the manifesto, that there was something about this school and the fact that this person was transgender involved in the motivation. That was at least mentioned by the officer. So then, I mean, it does become an important part of the story. Whether you like it or not, that's important because it speaks to the motivation of the person behind the shooting itself. All right, here we go. Let's do one more real quick, and then we'll take a break. This is our friend Herbert, or Herbit 420 with the dispatch. This is how to stop school shootings. Good luck.
Good afternoon, news junkies.
Hey.
I'm glad you're bringing this topic up. As a matter of fact, there is a way to stop all school shootings, but nobody ever really likes to talk about it. But if you look at what Israel did after 1974 when they had their school shooting massacre, they've never had another school shooting since then. So there is a solution, but Americans are just turning their blind eye to it. All we want to talk about is gun control. Well, that's obviously not going to work. It hasn't worked yet, and kids continue to die for the last 35 years.
Yeah.
What was the solution?
He
ban guns. I guess.
No, he said, look at what Israel did.
What did Israel do?
I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't.
It would be an important part of the point you're trying to make.
What did they do? I've never heard of this before, sir.
Maybe it's a rickroll.
This says Israelis hard-learned lessons from an elementary school shooting. More than 30 years ago, Israel experienced a similar event to this. At the time, was about Newton, Connecticut. Newtown. Gunmen targeted an elementary school for slaughter. It was extremely successful. Since that time, there have been 0 incidents because of a concerted effort by the country to protect its most valuable resource, its citizens, it says, its children, in fact. Armed guards now protect children in the classroom and on school buses, and the entire population, children, parents, and teachers, know that they're the good guys there for their protection. For more than 20 years, they have this guy's taught nationwide, blah, blah. So, yeah, they said in Israel when they had an attack on this school, they started to put armed guards at all the schools and protect these kids on the school bus as well. And then they haven't had a single incident since then. And that makes sense to me. When you talk to these people about why they do this or why they choose a particular place, they want to choose a place that they think they can do the most damage in. And so they're going to choose what they call soft targets.
Soft targets.
Yeah, it's what they're going to end up doing.
And unfortunately, we see this story along with the UK, because the UK also has not had a school shooting since 1996.
Okay.
And these stories come up every time the United States has a school shooting.
Right.
I just brought up the story myself, and this one was out of last year after the Texas school shooting.
Yeah. And mine was from Uvalde, just all of them.
So it's very, I don't know, it speaks volumes just with the dates on it and how they have not had a school shooting in decades, but we have one, every other week at this point.
Greatest country in the world.
We per capita have more guns than almost every other country in the world, though. It's one of the things that is just a stunning fact that exists for us. I'm trying to see right now how many schools have armed officers at them, because this school did not. But this school is a private school, I believe.
Right.
So that would be on them to have this. That says high schools, public schools, 60% of them have an armed guard. Middle schools, 60% have an armed guard. Primary schools, only 30% have an armed guard. Why in the hell would we have more armed guards for the high schoolers and the middle schoolers and only have half that amount for elementary school students?
Because I think a lot of these school resource officers, is that what we're calling armed guard?
Yeah.
School resource
right.
officer? I think the point of a school resource officer is to provide another layer of protection or discipline to students. And so they don't imagine that a lot of younger kids in primary schools, before the 6-year-old starts bringing the gun,
right?
They don't imagine that a lot of those students are going to be the ones breaking laws or putting other children in danger, whereas it's more likely for a high schooler to do so.
So the focus of the school resource officer is actually in focusing on the students as opposed to outside threats.
Correct.
We should rework that. You could be in charge of threats from the students and keeping people orderly and in line and behaving at school. That's important. But also have that person trained in such a way. I think a lot of times they're former law enforcement, so they're probably already trained.
I was pretty sure that my school resource officer was current law
actually an active cop. And then they would know how to do this stuff in the event.
Their assignment or their form of being a police officer was to be the school resource.
Look, the real raw truth here is no one has the perfect answer for this. There exists no perfect answer. There is no magical solution. There's no magical pill that you can take that makes this go away. It's a flaw in the human DNA that creates people that are willing to do such horrific, violent things. And if we had more resource officers at schools and we had more of a presence of police and other officials on these campuses with guns, that might be helpful. If we started teaching people about the violent problems in our society, that would probably be helpful. There's all these different ingredients that you could put in, but there's nothing perfect. If you had stricter laws around guns, common sense gun laws, I think that would be more helpful. But there's no perfect solution to this, and it gets so political. That's one of the most frustrating things, I think. Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with a big fight from a major corporation, and it all comes down to their logo. Who did they say was ripping it off, and were they actually? We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect slowdowns eastbound and westbound on I-4 between Gore Street and Robinson Street. There's delays on I-4 heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. John Young Parkway is closed due to an accident heading northbound between Columbia Avenue and before Donegan Avenue. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by J&M Roofing.
At J&M Roofing, you can finance your new roof for as little as $139 a month. Call J&M Roofing, 321-972-6952. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Florida license number CCC 1331951.
Get ready for iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert to celebrate their announcement of the Rhapsody Tour 2023, featuring a career-spanning set list with wall-to-wall immortal anthems.
America is still very encouraging to us, I could put it that way, so you want to go where people want you.
Tour tickets on sale Friday at LiveNation.com. Don't miss iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the free iHeartRadio app's Classic Rock channel.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Matt Rife on March 31st and April 1st.
You guys ready to be offended?
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions. Line cook, cocktail servers, and waitstaff. Food runners, dish. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
A good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season too. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and Thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney.
Everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking from Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. Come check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This griddle is fueled with propane and will open up a whole new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing while delivering the innovation and premium quality that Traeger is known for. Plus, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills are now $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com and get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
This job, we fight for as many people as we can. Sometimes people are afraid to fight the insurance companies. That's why I'm here. Injured on the go, just call Mo. Mo DeWitt. Offices, Orlando and Tampa.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
The Manawak Caves is a brand new fiction podcast that marries supernatural horror storytelling with an immersive psychological thriller. Tune in to uncover the chilling story and secrets as old as the caves themselves.
Without monsters, there are no victims, no prosecutions, no defenses, no justice.
Listen to the Manawak Caves, that's M-A-N-T-A-W-A-U-K Caves, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A real crew capsule, a next-generation space plane, a rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall. Whatever that means. This is the News Junkie.
This story about a big fight over a trademark and a logo, and it was a fight that started out of the blue and then all of a sudden ended so quickly, and I'm going to give you all those details momentarily. Real quick, tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and an email rolling in from Aaron, and it says, "Hi Sean and crew, I call BS on the listeners claiming that they would get up and move for anybody without hesitation." He's talking about the seat cucks thing I was discussing. "If they are being truthful, I would venture to guess that they consistently play the martyr in other aspects of their life. If they were in the same scenario you were in, they may have moved, but it only would have been because they have a deep-seated need to be liked or accepted. The drink the officers offered would essentially be their pat on the back that temporarily numbs the mommy-daddy issues of their youth." It's a janky high horse at best, he says. "I like to believe that the majority of the population are kind and decent when they can be, but won't necessarily go out of the way to accommodate others when it's going to cause discomfort for themselves or a loved one. And that's okay. The real problem here is not whether or not somebody has made room for another person at a bar. These listeners are looking at you and Courtney as characters rather than real human beings with real emotions. I encourage them all to watch the footage again and picture somebody they love in those seats." Well, you saying they don't love us? If they're truly so selfless, then they would move over and make space. They should also be the kind of people who know better than to touch a stranger unprovoked. They shouldn't be the kind of people who said, "Well, what did you expect was going to happen when you didn't move?" That is a really stupid take. Despite the quality of the video, it still managed to make me feel extremely uncomfortable to watch. It just seems icky, says Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for the email. You can always send me an email over at tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, gonna need your expert eyes on this because
I'm an expert.
This, Fritz, was...
But are your eyes experts?
Nope.
Well, they're gonna need to be because this was a fight.
Fritz, you're out. Hold on, let me take my pills.
This was a fight over logos that started seemingly out of the blue, and I guess Adidas. Here's what they said. In an appeal to the U.S. Trademark Office, Adidas is arguing that a prominent Black Lives Matter group is using a logo too similar to the apparel company's logo. Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, a well-known entity in the BLM movement, has applied to trademark its logo, which features 3 yellow lines under the word Black Lives Matter. Adidas wants the trademark office to reject the application because they say this could be confused with the Adidas logo. Okay, that's what they're suggesting. So they protested this, and they were going to fight this, and then it got out yesterday that Adidas was going to try to stop Black Lives Matter from getting the design patent, and they immediately backed off. But not for nothing. Let's just take a look at this. How on earth would somebody look at this logo,
absolutely not,
and convince themselves that that had something to do with Adidas? What this is Adidas, in my estimation, is essentially saying, we want a design patent, we want a trademark on using 3 lines, anywhere, any size. That is the only thing those things have in common.
Yeah.
The font doesn't look the same. The graphics look totally different.
The lines aren't even in the same, direction of
No,
form.
the lines aren't in the
makes
same
no
direction.
sense.
The lines aren't the same thickness. The lines aren't the same
Adidas is
color.
making some bad decisions
It's a
lately.
different font.
It makes absolutely no sense that there would be a confusion brand-wise between these two things.
They're like, you know what? We just dumped this racist, Holocaust-denying yay. Let's go after Black Lives Matter now.
Smart move.
Now, Fritz, Kanye likes the Jews again. He watched 21 Jump Street.
I saw last night they had what's the guy from 21 Jump Street? Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
They had Jonah Hill coming out of some restaurant in Beverly Hills or wherever he was. It doesn't matter. And they go after Jonah Hill to paparazzi style, ask him the question of the day, and they're like, what do you think about Kanye West saying he's no longer anti-Semitic after watching your movie? And he's like, no, I'm not engaging in I'm not talking about this. No, thank you. I'm not going for that one. But this is really stupid. There's no similarity whatsoever between these two things. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.tv, you know what they're doing. They're trying to say we own 3 stripes, and that shouldn't be a thing. It's stupid.
To me, Adidas logo is not 3 stripes. To me, it's a triangle.
Thank you.
It is a stylized.
It's like a zebra triangle. Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
This just in, Taylor Swift is now trademarking 3 stripes.
Yeah, right.
Well, she can have it. She'll definitely get.
That was a stupid move on their part. It says
They
Adidas.
thought they were going to get caught.
Maybe they thought nobody would see this because it's hard to go and find out who's fighting patent fights. Adidas has filed more than 90 lawsuits and signed more than 200 settlement agreements related to the 3-stripe trademark since 2008, according to court documents. In this case, the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation is the most prominent entity in the decentralized Black Lives Matter movement, which arose a decade ago, blah, 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 all that stuff. So they said it was confusingly similar, and then when they got some heat and people started looking at this, they were like, our bad, we don't want to do this.
Who's confused here? No one is confused.
Nobody would be confused by those two. Not a shot. I just don't believe that would be the case. Real quick, you want to talk about frustrating. I see another one of these stories. This time, Fritz, this woman ends up going back to her house in Texas, and she goes, put her key into the door, and she's like, welp, that doesn't work. Somebody must have changed the locks. And she finds that there's these squatters that just decided to start living in her house while she was gone. And they got all these people in this report, I think, from ABC 13. Let's see here.
An Action 13 update to a story you only saw on this station last week. A Meyerland homeowner locked in a legal battle with strangers who'd moved into a rental home
male
and
anchor's
would not
hands.
leave.
That homeowner reached
Yeah,
out
where's
to
that other one?
us, and we got results.
Just
ABC
hands on the
13's
keyboard,
Maya
ready to
Shea
Google.
live in Meyerland with the resolution, Maya.
All right, here's a reporter.
That's right. We were first
Well,
told
that's
about
right.
this last Wednesday. On Thursday, we came and visited the house, and we couldn't even get in because the locks had been changed. Well, today, it's Monday. The locks have been changed back to something the homeowner can use. And at least in this case, it seems we have a resolution.
Finally. This poor lady, here she is, I think. This is the homeowner.
Just last week, Linda Jiang couldn't get into the house she owns.
They locked me out of my own property. That's crazy.
She says
that's crazy.
She came back to the house to find out there was people living in there, and they had gone all the way to the lengths of changing the locks
Did
on
they
the
not
door.
ask for paperwork at all?
No, because squatters have rights. It's the craziest thing in the world.
But it's that locksmith says we'll go in and change the locks, no proof of the house belonging to you. As
I don't know.
as a tenant.
No, I think you just buy them and switch them out yourself.
Yeah, you can buy them at Home Depot, or you could like hire somebody to come do it for you, I guess.
And then if you try to break into your house and then do the castle doctrine and try to shoot those people, do the squatters have rights?
Squatters' rights is so confusing.
It's so
to me.
confusing.
It's a good idea, actually, because like here's the idea. Let's say C-Lane is trying to rent out an apartment. And I go, C-Lane, I got you, buddy. I got an apartment for rent. It's $2,000 a month. It's beautiful. I need first, last, and security, and then you can move in. And C-Lane goes,
you can have 2 of those.
Bam, here you go. And he gives me first and last.
Here's my $7,000.
He negotiated security out of it, and he gives me the money, and then he starts moving into the house. Then somebody shows up at the house, and they're like, who the hell are you? And you go, who the hell am I? Who the hell are you? I'm renting this house from the guy. And they go, no, this is my house. Somebody scammed you.
Which happened to a friend of mine, actually.
It's fairly common. And so for that person to have some rights in that situation is a plus good idea. Because the person who got ripped off still should have some rights there. They should give them time to find something else and whatever. But the idea that somebody just breaks into your house and then they're like, we live here now, like I'm the captain now style, that to me is crazy. I won't understand that one. And I'm pretty sure this lady didn't either. Okay, when we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends, this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. As we approach midday, want to update the Central Florida weather forecast for you. Looks like highs today, upper 70s to right at about 80. A mix of sunshine and clouds with breezy north winds at 10 to 20 for the afternoon and early evening hours. Clearing tonight, cooler temps, upper 50s, light north wind. On our Thursday and Friday, temperatures growing up and out into the low mid 80s for highs. Keeping it dry, mostly sunny skies. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Now that you've taken on the big job doesn't mean you have to settle for big box. Northern Tool can help with the little things that make the biggest difference, from pressure washers to power tools and pallet jacks to push carts. They have what you need to get the job done. Northern Tool and Equipment, we're made for this.
Dale, who are you? I'm you. I'm future Dale. Navy Federal Credit Union sent me. Listen, your future depends on something important. Like saving the world? No, I said your future, not the future. You need to start saving with Navy Federal so you can buy your dream house.
With savings resources, no monthly fees, and accounts for your every need, you can plan for your future at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Today's Space Coast job market is more competitive than ever, but don't get discouraged. Attend the Space Coast Jobs Now job fair, March 30th at the Florida Marketplace Mall. Connect with companies, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Space Coast Jobs Now job fair, March 30th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Florida Marketplace Mall in Melbourne. Get more info at spacecoastjobsnow.com. Presented by Universal Orlando Resort.
People are winning every single day. Regular people are winning every day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
It's just a fun atmosphere. The pool, the spa, the gaming, the food, the shopping. I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in 3 easy steps. 1. Get a free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with a check in about an hour. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
They say the best bourbons are those with a tradition of quality, the ones that carry a rich history and the potential for a bolder future. At Wild Turkey, we've made our bold, pre-prohibition style bourbon for over 100 years without once compromising our quality or our spirit. In other words, we stuck to our roots without getting stuck in our ways. And we can't think of a better tradition than that. Wild Turkey Bourbon. Trust your spirit. Copyright 2023. Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise. Drink responsibly.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. I recommend Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. And I was thinking about yesterday, we have had in 2023 so many insane stories about AI. We all know that. We've all seen all this stuff. We've actually all used AI like ChatGPT, the 4.0 version or whatever. We've seen this huge revolution that's going on that, in my guess, is going to replace search. I think search is on the way out. This is a huge threat for search.
I'm excited for the smart homes one of them to
use
it.
To pick up on this because it's hugely impactful.
If I hear, I don't know that, one more time, I'm going to throw it across the room.
Right. You know what it does? You're right to point that out. It's interesting to think about this. Once you start messing around with the new AIs like ChatGPT that you just used, you go over to something like Alexa and you're like, Alexa is dumb.
Yeah.
Alexa doesn't know half of this stuff. And
he doesn't mean it, babe. He doesn't mean it, babe.
And now you really got
my number one light turner on her.
You got to step it up over there. They got to make a deal maybe with ChatGPT to integrate that into their stuff.
Google will do it first.
Google has already done it with Bing. They already have it in there.
I think for you saying that it's going to replace search engines, I think we've already seen it with Bing. Search engines are going to integrate the AI,
right?
First and foremost. I think what it will replace is some of the destinations that you'll go to.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I look up a lot of food stuff because I'm like, hey, you know, we want to make this for dinner. What are the things that I need?
Right.
And so then I say, I want to make butter chicken. We make a lot.
Mhm.
And then I go to some lady's butter chicken recipe, and it's her mommy blog, and she has a 18-paragraph story about how she grew up eating butter chicken, walking uphill both ways in the snow, like, you know, and the nice ones have the jump to recipe button.
Right.
But we're going to take this woman completely out of the situation.
Because you're just
now,
going to ask the machine.
because the AI is going to know everything, and I'm just going to be like, AI, how do I make butter chicken? Let's keep the carbs to a low.
Right.
And it'll go,
Yeah,
give me a recipe.
It's so crazy. But with all this going on, with us seeing all this AI stuff that we've seen in the last several months here, one thing is clear. You look back in the metaverse, seems like, wait, what? There's no movement there. There's no buzz there. There's no excitement there. There's nobody who's really, really super over the moon about the metaverse right now. It's a bunch of abandoned digital ghettos, is what it is.
Oh yeah, like when those guys like sneak into old buildings and take pictures.
Yeah, right. It's like that in the metaverse now. They're going to be going into Kmart land.
It's already like urban decay over there.
Yeah.
You know what I don't get with AI is why don't they? Why it's 2023? They can probably phase out the home plate umpire because they're doing judgment calls on something that is not a judgment call. It's either a ball or a strike.
Yeah.
I don't get why they haven't done that.
You
yet.
talking about where it puts up guardrails for certain questions and stuff?
Well,
or-
it's just like as soon as it hits, it's like that's a ball or that's a strike.
He's talking about baseball.
Oh, you're literally talking about baseball.
He's not making a metaphor.
I
He's talking
thought
about,
that was an
he's talking
elaborate
about-
metaphor. I was like, he's really doubling down on the baseball metaphor.
He's talking about actual baseball, Sean.
because it's like.
But does that harm the game of baseball? If you wipe out umps immediately, it's more fair. It's probably more accurate.
You would have to still have them to make judgment calls about things that they see, you know, because computers can't. But as far as like, I don't know. I don't think that was a strike when the catcher's like, what are you doing? You're making my pitcher work harder. Like
Right.
that should be eliminated.
Yeah, the problem that I see moving forward, beyond like how this is going to work in situations like Fritz just outlined, is who is in charge and what kind of guardrails are they going to put up? Because some of these I've seen are fake, but one that I saw that was definitely real was somebody who's like, write me a joke about Jesus. And ChatGPT says, you know, Jesus walked into a bar, whatever, they got some joke about Jesus. And then the person asks, write me a joke about Muhammad. And they're like, that's offensive. I can't do this. You know, in so many words, ChatGPT wouldn't write the other joke. And you go, somebody's putting up the guardrails here.
Right,
Like
gotcha.
somebody's saying this is okay and this is not okay. And I'm fine with guardrails being there, but if you're going to put guardrails up, they should make sense and they should be applied like in an even way so people don't start to question whether the AI is being fair or not, because that could be a problem, I think. It's just all so crazy, but the metaverse is just really, I think it might be dead.
It's sad.
It could be resurrected though, because Apple is finally going to announce that VR glasses setup that they have.
Boring.
Yeah, it's been for
Who's
a
gonna buy
long time.
that?
It's way cooler looking than some of the other ones, but I still don't know if that's going to do it. I don't
Does
even just know.
Samsung already have a VR?
Probably. I'm
Hello,
sure.
the news junkie.
We'll hear all about it.
Whenever you go over to anyone's house with VR, they're like, do you want to do it? It's always like,
Everybody always buys them. They play like 5 games, and then it sits on a shelf.
Now, mind you, I have definitely followed a bunch of people. My dad loved Oculus.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, everyone had to try it
When
2
they came over?
Christmases ago. And he loved the plain one where you get, pretty much have to crap yourself in order to turn off the game.
Right.
And then you also have that party in which, what's everyone else supposed to do while that one person is doing Oculus?
Right.
You just
Everybody's
stare at
watching.
'em?
It's awkward. It's like none of the graphics are crazy enough that it would be worth it yet. And
I
it's
still
just
want to try it.
it's cool, but it's gimmicky. I
Give me
think
one for my
AI
birthday.
is so much bigger. All right, let's go to the final dispatches. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have time. We don't have time for any more today. I
They
apologize.
were all really, really good, though.
They probably were A+, so we'll play maybe some of them tomorrow, or just give us new ones that are fantastic. Fritz, thank you as always.
Yeah.
Love you, appreciate you.
I will be here any day you need me.
Always good to see you. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut today. Before we get to Today I Learned, there's already a backlash on the mammoth meatball. The story on Gizmodo says, I hate the mammoth meatball.
Okay,
And they go
hot
in
take.
depth to why they think it's terrible, why they think it's not a woolly mammoth meatball.
The guys
why-
who created it, though, I saw are even hesitant to try it themselves because that protein has not been introduced
Yeah.
to us, humans.
Who knows what it's going to do to your body? Nobody has any clue what impact it'll have.
Well, let's make it.
Oh, let's put this to the side. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this group right here. ABBA is correct. ABBA has only given 2 artists permission to sample one of their songs.
Oh, let me guess, Madonna?
Yes, that's correct. Madonna for her 2005 hit Hung Up, which I don't know if I've heard of.
I'm hung up on you.
And then the Fugees for Rumble in the Jungle.
Nice.
For the soundtrack of the film When We Were Kings. That's it. Every other time they turned down permission to sample any of their songs.
What about Here Comes Trouble? It was more of a cover than a sample?
That was a cover, I guess, because but beautiful rendition of it in that movie. Today I learned Botox can inhibit empathy. A modern study by an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Southern California suggested
I've experienced that
Botox could cross the blood-brain barrier and could affect your overall disposition and empathy. And today I learned this guy. Tupac is correct. Tupac Amura Shakur. That was not his name right away. The first few days of his life, his official registered name was Lassane Parish Crooks. And then they said, no, we don't like that one. And they changed his name to Tupac Amura Shakur. The rest is history. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. In West Palm Beach, the Greek Zone's coming up next. In Orlando, it's the Jim Colbert Show. It's on the way, and it's all right here on Real Raider. Real Radio.
That's cute.
Real Raider-o.
I gotta go back to when we played as kids.
Too focused on hitting the post.
Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just
Real Radio. Real Radio.
104.1. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Narcoossee Road heading